Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan is brought to you by
StreamlineFlorida.com. If you're looking to get a mortgage for your house, talk to Brian Zymel directly. His number is 407-310-7804. It's on StreamlineFlorida.com under our logo. That's the cell phone number. You could text him or call him. He'll answer any questions. But I was talking to him the other day.
And talking to him yesterday.
He reminded me that, obviously interest rates are up, right? So the market slowed down, which means, and Crystal's told me this, Barton Crystal, that there are houses on the market right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to see them.
And and they're sitting there and they're waiting for buyers because buyers have slowed down because the interest rates are up.
Correct.
Which means that you have more negotiation power when buying or purchasing that house. So you could get it under the actual listed price and negotiate that because there are less buyers because the interest rates are up.
Gotcha.
Which means you could get the house for less and then renegotiate or refi out of your mortgage
at a different time.
At a different time once or if the interest rates go down. So it's all a math problem at this point.
Well, a lot of times you're going to have to do something, right? I mean,
if you're
don't think you're just stuck.
And a lot of people, they're like, I'll wait till the interest rates go down. But the problem is with that is once they go down, then the house buying is going to go up. Yeah. And then it's going to go back to, there's going to be multiple bids on houses.
Competition.
And you may have to pay over the list price like we were experiencing a year ago. Right. You know, the market fluctuates up and down. Yeah. So there could be an opportunity right now to get into your dream house and negotiate it down to value and then refi out of this higher interest rate later down the road.
Gotcha.
Plus, you're living in the house that you want to for the next 2 years instead of waiting.
Like I said, you got to do something. You can't just wait.
Exactly.
I don't think waiting is in your best interest.
If you want to move or are looking for that, buying or selling, like I said, Brian Zymel can help you with any mortgages. Also, if you're looking for the reverse mortgage for maybe your parents or if you're over the age of, I believe, 62 or 65, somewhere around there.
They get to stay in their home.
Exactly, and then let the house pay you based on the equity that's in the house. But like I said, talk to Brian. He can explain everything to you. Your life is a business. Treat it that way.
Oh, wow, that's a new phrase. I've never heard that one before.
Or just do what makes the most financial sense for you.
Yeah.
And
life's a business. You never know what you're going to get.
And talk to Brian. He'll explain all the options. Again, it's StreamlineFlorida.com.
Z159 FM.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Your hair looks lovely. I love it. Looks great. On the couch, Tom decided to load it up with hunks. It's a Hunky Titty Friday today. On news, we have from the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy. Luckily, we have Ross McCoy.
Spoiler in the name.
Ross, you look skinny as hell.
He looks good, right?
You lost a lot of weight.
Skinny as hell.
Yeah, no, you look fit.
I'm thinking of writing a book, How to Lose Weight, it sucks, don't do it.
Yeah, it isn't as fun.
Oh, yeah.
Another hunk. We're equal opportunity here. We got Brown Trump, everybody. Brown Trump is here.
What's going on, everybody? We're back, baby.
Sound older.
He did get older. He got older.
Yeah, he sounds a little
5 years older.
Brown Trump, how have things been going since
Out in Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, how is it?
Things been going great, guys. I got a little bit of the allergies, so maybe that's what you're hearing in my voice. But we're doing awesome. We're doing absolutely great. I was hanging out with a friend of mine who knows this girl. Let's just say her name is Stormy. Please get it down that way.
You're going right for it. This guy's going right for it. No, he might be indicted on that. That's what they're saying. That's the hubbub.
Hey, don't believe in everything you hear and you say. I'm here with you guys. Thank you for your support throughout the years. You guys are my biggest fans. You guys are the greatest fans. Believe me, folks, when I say shocking fat titties. I'm here, baby. I'm back, baby.
Tony, be startled to hear the real Trump saying "suck fat titties." To be honest with you, that wouldn't be a surprise.
I very much like that. We're back, baby. Toni Mongiat is here.
What's up, Dirty Bird?
If you need photography, I'll offer up Tony. He's the best. There you go.
Real quick, we got the food truck fiesta this Sunday. Merchman Eric is going to be out there with Secured Roofing and Solar.
Yes.
So
is that where they drive around food trucks and fuck girls in the back?
that's the Yum Fiesta.
Yeah. Sam's been wanting
supposed to be this year.
I've been working on this for a year and a half.
We're pushing it to next year.
Do you know that's on a whiteboard somewhere in the studio? It says Yum Fiesta.
Yes, it does.
In Samantha's handwriting, and she circled it for months. She's been wanting to fucking do that.
It's been over a year.
Great minds think alike.
It's got to be like a corn dog truck or something, right? Like, it's got to be on there.
Goddamn right it is.
So if you want to go out there and get some new merch or giveaways, they'll be in Sanford
Indeed.
on Sunday. Also
on Sunday, I will be out at the Solar Bears game at 3 p.m. They're also going to have a post-game ice show that's going to include cancer survivor Scott Hamilton, national champion and Olympian Mariah Bell, and 2023 pairs champions Ellie Kortic and Timmy Chapman, and they're going to be putting on an ice show after the game.
Can't they just call him a great skater?
I was about to say, didn't he win a bunch of gold medals too?
Can we go with the awards and not the cancer? Can we go with this guy's won fucking awards
well,
for
because
skating?
My grandma survived cancer too, but you're not going to throw her on the ice.
Survived breast cancer. My mom survived breast cancer.
Well, this game is the Skate to Eliminate Cancer, and it's his charity that's putting it on.
Well,
so you guys stop talking over my plug here.
No, I'm just saying,
How about you can do a backflip?
That's awesome. Backflip.
By the way, the most impressive trick on ice is the backflip.
Do you want me to prove to you why it is?
You could do, 900 or whatever. I don't know how many spins they could do now, but
the triple axel it pales in comparison.
The straight backflip, I'm like, whoa! Every time, I'm still amazed by it. No matter the spins, I'm like, I've seen it.
Maisie is your daughter. She brought me a video this morning of a man doing a backflip on skates, and she said it was the most impressive thing she has ever seen. What the fuck, man? Seriously, you guys even like and watch the same fucking TikTok video.
I think spinning is technically
cool.
harder.
No, it is harder because, I know my wife, Andrea, her name is Andrea, her old boss, her daughter skates over at RDV and is really, really good. She's, worked her way up to, when she's going to go to college. I think she's going to end up going on for ice skating, but she was talking about how the backflip, once they stop the momentum, they're able to do it. It's a stopping move. It's not a fluid move. You see what I'm saying? When they're spinning, they're continuing to move as they're doing it. Whereas the flip, they're kind of it's like
hitting the e-brake and whipping the back end of the car.
Yeah, exactly. You're stopping and then you're flipping and then it's still super hard. Don't get me wrong, but
it looks clunky.
It does look clunky.
You shouldn't be able to do it, but I'm impressed by it. Anyway,
what do we got to plug first?
Well, real quick, and we'll talk about Tony's upcoming improv. He's doing his improv
show. Is this
show.
Where you invite your friends in to shit on their
He forgot the pool noodle.
I forgot the pool noodle. God damn it, it was on my list too.
Yeah, he wanted to bring in a pool noodle and then hand it to you and go make me laugh, you fucking clown.
So
that's why you had a box of hats with you.
Yeah. And I want to hear what
I do have a wig.
What Ross thinks about improv as well too, because he's a stand-up.
Why do you do this to your friends?
I feel like it's skiing and snowboarding, they're bitter enemies.
Okay, yeah.
They live in the same space. They're on the same mountain, but they don't like each other.
So sketch versus stand-up, right?
Sketch.
Improv versus stand-up.
Yeah, improv versus stand-up because they're more similar. And I did used to kind of look down on improv guys who would come over and try stand-up and fail until I went and I did an improv show at SAC and ate all the dicks. Like every fucking dick in the world. Like it was bad. I slunk out of the fucking place.
Oh, Ross.
And so
I didn't know Ross knew shame.
I didn't either, man. I hope you knocked some shit over as you were walking out.
Did you Irish jig off the stage?
Were you mad as fuck? I hope you were mad.
Here's the mistake I made. It was SAC. They probably still do this thing. It's called Pun Slingers. And it's like SAC is the improv theater downtown, and this show Pun Slingers, it's like all pun-based jokes, and it's improv. So what I did as a fucking idiot and a stand-up, and it was a Halloween thing too, right? Uh-huh. So I came up with this character called Old Dirty Sheet Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan. Okay. And it was just a fucking sheet that I cut holes out in, and I put like mustard stains and shit all over it. And here's the mistake I made.
The sheet's too pointy at the top. They're like,
It wasn't immediately obvious what my costume was, and like everybody else was like gay Batman or something. Like something you just looked at and you're like, that's that costume. That's that costume. Okay. Mine required a lot of backstory, and I had a whole little bit worked out to do with it. And it turns out you don't get to do that in improv. Nope. You don't get to just do a prepared 5-minute thing that you brought with. That's not improv.
Yeah, in improv,
you wanted to slow things out. I bet you're wondering why I'm dressed like a sheep. And they're like, we don't have time for that. Come on.
I came basically prepared to do stand-up, and the improv show just blew right the fuck by me, and I was like, oh my God, this is really bad. It moved on to like later rounds where you kind of just got to do some call and response stuff, and I scored a couple points here and there, but like nothing near to equate my shame. And then like at one point they took a break or something, and I just like literally went and grabbed my bag of real clothes and went to the bathroom and changed and just fucking left.
You left in the middle of that?
I left.
I support that.
Did they call you?
I don't fucking know. I wasn't there.
And that's when ding doo, it appears a sheep is here. It appears a sheep is here.
Where's the guy with dressed like a sheep?
Where's the sheep? Where'd the sheep go?
So, Tony, when's your show?
That'll be March 18th. That's not this Saturday, but next Saturday at the Winter Springs Performance Center, also known as The Stage.
So, and when people go there...
Improv Mania 43.
That's right.
I like that. And let me tell you a little something about Improv Mania. When I get on that stage at Improv Mania, oh yeah. The cream of the prop.
Yeah, cream of the props. Oh, my God. How come they didn't use that? Write that down.
He's Ghost Savage.
You know, I changed my mind. Improv's easy.
You nailed it. If you'd just done one cream of the prop.
So, tell us about the show. Is it the stereotypical? You get up there.
No, hold on. Can I take over for a second? Because I feel like when you're like, hold on, tell us about your little show. You're already approaching it.
Talking down on me.
I love talking down.
I'm pointing it out, though, and I want Sam to hear this. I want Ross to be here. You know, I can't include you right now because right now you are being abused.
Yeah.
You're being abused. Why be a dickhead to him? It's the accidental dickhead. You're doing it.
I'm not doing it on purpose.
You are but he's doing it. Is he not doing it? And he's like, so tell me about your little thing.
I don't know that it's accidental this time.
How dare you?
Wow.
Tony's my friend. I've known him
That's
for 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. You like to bully your friends. It's very odd.
Yeah, I'm your
You're
friend.
never, like, legitimately supportive.
Well, because...
shit.
I don't know that he's being a dick. I think it's just that, you know, we're so used, like, if it was like Seth Rogen here, anyone to ask him a question, it'd be the same question just with 50 extra words in it. He cuts to the chase with Toni.
Okay,
you know?
all right.
He doesn't need the need for frills with Toni.
Is the dickishness we feel because this type of event makes you horribly uncomfortable?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because
so there's some negativity rooted in it.
I'd be afraid to do, and I couldn't do. And anybody who does it is braver than I am.
You could do it, but you just would hate it.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
I'd be embarrassed.
You're very
the whole process.
Yeah, you could put blinders on and tough it out. You're a tough guy. I'll give you that. But
on the radio, you've done stuff like this a million times. You know?
Yeah. But
in fact, some would say he made his entire career for years in radio doing nothing but improv. There was a time when you and a certain female radio personality,
Sarah the Meat Lady,
would obviously just go and do improv for hours upon hours, making the company tons of money. It was you were a professional improvisational character. No one can tell you. If anybody were to ask, what does he do on the radio? He is a professional improvisational character.
I
That
would
is-
agree. Hold on. Now you're knocking me down. Don't compare me with Tony's friends.
You were right. You're right. Sam was right.
Thank you. I'm pulling that.
I'm joking.
Well,
I'm doing it.
I never would come tell you.
How do you know I'm not doing it?
Wait, you're improving now?
Just tell the truth.
It's in his core.
But that could be improv.
So let's start here. How did you, as our friend Toni Mongiat, which I happen to think that you're extremely funny, you do improv with me. We've done improv since we were sitting on my couch drinking beer, playing video games, and doing Peg-a-Wolf. We're inventing characters and doing like just. I've always thought you're hilariously funny. So when did you get the bug to try and start doing? Improv.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to. I would say that like 90% of the podcasts I listen to are improv podcast, and I just ran into this thing like out of luck, I guess. I got a message once the pandemic got going and the lockdown happened. I got this message from the Meetup app, which I didn't even know I had, and it was a Zoom improv class in Orlando, and I was like, all right, cool. So I tried it out, and it's been 2.5 years. We do in-person improv. This is going to be my 5th show, so this is the first time I actually have the balls to advertise it, but this is going to be my 5th show in the 2.5 years that I've been doing it, and it's something that I didn't know I was ever going to love as much as I do. It was like it's almost replaced like
That's
being
what I
in a
say
band.
about my daughter. That's why I like when I was. Well, no, I mean that. I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean like I was very scared. I was terrified, and I big talked it. Ross was here for it. I big talked it up about how good I'm going to be at it and everything. And I'm pretty good at it, but god damn, it's scary.
What do you love about it?
Well, it's basically being creative. You know what I mean? Like I was in bands since I was 15 years old, and then I stopped being in a band suddenly. 7-8 years ago, and there was a hole in my life that needed to be filled by something
Extreme.
Creative.
You needed to perform.
Yeah. Hole in my heart that can only be filled by you.
There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by because you still know how to play guitar.
Oh yeah,
and
so you're saying start a band because that's more manly than improv.
Well, no,
that's a counterpoint.
Not manly. It's just
you can't do it, so you respect it.
It is cool. Yeah. Anything I can do, I do not respect at all. I was like this all radio. No.
Well, I don't know, man. Remember the times that we used to be in a band? You would think that would be considered cool.
Cool.
That's the improv version of a band. Which is down to back.
I will say that the only reason that goof band we were in was cool is because I got paid thousands of dollars. Seriously. So it did make it more cool because like just going into improv at SAC for absolutely nothing, which I know a lot of these talented people do. That's hard, man. That's a grind. Comedians do it. Ross will tell you, comedians go up there all the time. They pour their hearts out and literally leave with nothing. It was just stage time.
Totally.
You know, so for us to be able to go up there and play in some smoky ass shit bar and get, a couple $100, we're very lucky that
Trust me.
Very lucky. But
I loved
the
it.
band sucked dicks.
Yes.
I mean, all the dicks.
It'd be the equivalent of like nowadays, like somebody from TikTok doing a stand-up show.
Yes.
They're not good at stand-up, but their fans want to see them do it.
You just show up because they're like, I seen these people. I listen to them. Yeah.
Nobody was there to actually hear Russ Rollins' guitar farm or nothing. Although that was a decent song. I kind of like that one.
Although it was the closest I'll ever be to a rock star, you're playing an instrument in front of thousands of people. I say thousands, hundreds, but
no, I mean
there were thousands.
No, there were thousands.
Times where there were thousands.
I was recanting. Were you with us at the Plaza? One of the last shows we did on. I don't think you were there yet.
No, dude, that was.
But it was
before
like
my. I never played at the Plaza.
There was like 15.
Dude, we played it. We played
12,
in
15,000
Sanford.
people.
Remember that one time we played in Sanford for like some hurricane relief? Dude, that was like 9,000 people.
You're right.
Oh, yeah.
What was
You're
the
right.
one?
We eventually got sued for that because we got on the stage and started talking about the guy that owned that bar was stealing the money for the hurricane relief, and then he said that was wrong, and they ended up suing the corporation we worked for at the time.
I remember that.
Look, I don't care anymore. I'm a fucking old man now. I'll just tell you all the fucking secrets. He tried to sue this old fucking one-leg biker. Tried to sue. Like he never went through with it, but he did pony up and got the attorneys, and he filed all the paperwork, and then I was pulling tapes again. The number of times times I pulled tape. Jesus Christ.
Didn't you guys go out to like Bushnell or some tiny little town and like literally everybody in the county showed up?
Yes.
And there was like basically a riot in the downtown or something?
We left early because the sound system was bad, so we took all the money and we gave it to this toothless Louisiana redneck.
That was a different. That was before.
Oh.
Yeah. It all mixes together.
Well, Bushnell. I know Bushnell's where I ruptured my vocal cord.
Oh.
I know that. That's where I got my polyp or whatever you call it. My what do you?
It was a big blur. I was too drunk to.
Yeah, we were all drinking and partying anyway. But anyway, back to improv.
Yeah.
So, what kind of games do you guys? Do you guys do the games?
So this is a cool thing about this group, right? It's not. I guess we can describe it as for people that want to go to the show, you can describe it as your whose line is it anyway? But it is more scene based game. We don't have like the fucking pool noodle and shit and pretend that you're drinking out of a straw, whatever. Any of that. It's just they're games based on scene work.
Okay.
So that's what we do. And because my ultimate goal is to do long form improv. You know what I mean? Like do scenes that are like 35 minutes long, like kind of like a movie or a show or whatever. It's just that that scene in Orlando is not there yet. It's easier to show people games that are silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, I didn't know there was a scene for long form improv. Honestly, I've never heard of long form improv. That's intriguing.
Dude, you go to L.A., you go to Chicago, New York,
like
all the places.
All the improv schools, yeah.
I mean, I went to last time I was in L.A. I went to the UCB theater, and for $5, you see people that are in movies and on TV shows do long form improv in front of you for $5.
That's dope.
And so, but that. Like this is going to be all the improv is skewed more towards comedy, right? Is that?
It is. Okay. Yeah. So, but I mean, the show itself
can't try to be funny though, Tom. Can't try to be funny.
Okay, so that was
try not to.
Just let it happen.
Exactly. So,
what does that mean?
That's the hard part.
It's like my dad described to me how not to hold my bowel movements anymore. He's like, you just got to sit there. And you got to just sit and relax and let it fall out. You can't push. But I didn't listen to him. And now,
you got to push it.
Well, no, now I have no choice but to let it. No, now I have no choice but to let it fall because if I push,
it's blood.
I'm literally one bad bowel movement away from having to have the surgery on my hemorrhoids.
Oh, come on.
I'm just telling the truth on the show. I have one on the side that I can feel bulging. Like it's right there. It's literally a buildup of troops on the Ukrainian border. It's ready to pop out.
That's it. I got nothing. Daniel threw me off with his hemorrhoids and I had nothing else.
Hold on, Tom. Here's a pool noodle. Now ask a question.
You have to put it under your nose like a world's biggest mustache.
And that's happening this Sunday?
No, next Saturday, the 18th. At
so
7.
Go to MyCon during the day for $5 and come hang out with me, EJ, and Eric Pabone, and then at night go swing by and hit up Tony's.
Yeah, and it's a family friendly show. We keep it clean.
God.
Yeah, we keep it clean because our teacher, the guy that started the thing, he also has a kids class. So for people that are interested in having their kids like learn improv, it's a great way to like make friends or
be confident.
Be confident.
Yeah. It's a good ass skill in any job that you do in the future. Like I feel like you could use improv just to keep a conversation going.
This is why I love that
sales.
It makes him uncomfortable. Like he's talking about is the thing that he's actually quite good at, which is he forgot about a meeting. His phone rings. He picks it up. First he'll look at glasses, look at it, put his phone back to see who it is, right? Because he'll look at it, he'll see who it is, remember he had the meeting, then instantly starts improving everything he should have planned for the client.
It's a business improv.
And he fucking nails it every single time. I don't even worry. He's like, oh, shit. And he'll take it, and I'm like, that's a home
hello,
fucking... I go, home run. I look at him as a fucking... In fact, I'd prefer that you wait and not remember it because those are your best ideas because they're off the fucking dome. They're quick. They're like emergency ideas.
I think he just got lucky that time. It was a pool noodle company.
I got it. Well, you do that all the time, man. That's why I think it's so funny that you're like, I can't do this, but you do it all the time.
No, I know. I see the pros do it, and I'm like, I can't do what they do. Like, they do it fucking good.
Who's considered like the best at it? Are there guys that
Wayne Brady, I know. I'm the skinny dude.
There it is.
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, I'm going to to be completely honest, super nerdy scene. You know what I mean? Like guys like what we're talking about, like Nick Kroll and Matt Besser. Those are the guys.
Look at Matt Besser, on Comedy Bang Bang any given week, and that's who's like the best at improv.
Yeah. So you talk about like Amy Poehler, Matt Besser. Those are the guys that started UCB. So obviously, I mean, they started a school about improv. That's solely improv.
Yeah.
So obviously, those guys are great.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. They got like techniques and things that like nobody else is doing.
There's a new wave too, like Ego Nwodum. I really like. She's on Comedy Bang Bang all the time. I think she's on SNL now.
Oh yeah. Comedy Bang Bang, full of amazing improvisers there. You watch on TV and movies every day.
You probably don't even know. Right.
You would never know.
That's crazy, man. Well, congratulations. That's dope.
Thanks. Not to switch total gears, but
you want to. I know.
Since Ross is here, I'm curious to see what he feels about this. We were supposed to talk about this last week, and we got it on Dump 'Em Out. But I was sitting at my house last week thinking about people that make you take your shoes off when you go inside their house, right? And I was like, does that still happen?
There are more people that do it based on, I think, what we did in our BDM page than don't.
Yes, and then
I'm not one of them, and that apparently that's confused the shit out of everybody. I'm like, I would never do that. Don't care. In fact, I wear shoes until right before I go to bed. I mean, I'm literally like, I'll forget to take my shoes off. I love shoes.
So, because I thought about how awkward it is to request a guest. Now, I understand if you have like white carpet or like light carpet.
But who has white carpet?
In your living room where it's like...
My father-in-law did.
I mean...
Bright white.
My parents did back in the day because it was a thing, but like...
And all the furniture was made out of mirrors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything looked like fuckable. Everything had to be fuckable.
Like wicker.
I think a priest has...
People were horny as fuck in the 70s. Everything was shiny.
Yeah, what happened with that? A lot of mirrors on the roof?
Well, a lot of paintings of like titties and like, you know, statues of dicks and all kinds of crazy shit.
I think it was more acceptable to be outwardly horny back in
it was
like
considered like we're animals and being
ago.
horny's an animals and we're natural people.
So, but
cigarettes are good for you.
So if you
AIDS was invented.
yeah. If you do
that'll shame you good.
Just take it right out of you.
If you got light colored carpet, I can understand like, hey, I don't want you tracking mud on my carpet or whatever. But
you shouldn't be walking through mud. You're a civilized human being. Who walks through mud?
You're talking to Mr. Mud.
I know, but I'm just. Again,
I have a lot of mud. I don't notice
but you don't need to walk through it.
Yeah. I don't notice that I walk through a lot of mud anyway. But without carpet, if you just have tile or whatever, to ask someone, like someone comes in and be like, well, please take your shoes off.
I've never done the wait. I've never done that.
And then you ask them to take your shoes. It seems like you're being way too hoity-toity fancy, right? Like,
so you're the guy that wants to be hoity-toity fancy. You say that every day, how you're trying to be more fancy.
But it's like you think like you tracking like my house is a palace.
It's not a palace. I just don't want your
It's not fancy though. It's not fancy. My neighbor across the street from me just did that to me the other day. I went over to I was like, "What are you doing, dude? Let's have some beers." He lives by himself, single guy. He's about 35. I went to walk in his house. Hey, hold on 1 second. Can you take your shoes off, please?
I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. I'm improv.
What's wrong with that, though?
It seems.
No, I mean, it's weird. I mean,
I will say
he's got
I got a shoe rack right by my front door. I'll provide you with socks if you want.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I am with Tom. I don't lie, and I think I did it at Sam's house, but the whole time I'm walking around like a goddamn baby. I got walking around my booties, my little booty socks. I walk around. I'm like,
Tom, you hate wearing shoes. What is your argument here?
Well, if I do have shoes,
you have to take off your sandals, and then you're walking around barefoot. And
but
that's
he
disgusting.
likes walking around barefoot.
Now, my argument isn't towards me doing it because I'll do whatever you tell me without any. You know, like I've said this before. Like whatever you tell me to do, I'll do, no problem. It's not awkward for me. I'm like, okay, this is it.
You just think it's a step beyond.
No, I think it's awkward for the person asking the guest to take their shoes off, which I'd never do.
Right, because that's not you.
It's not me, but it also seems like it seems like a request that is it's too far.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's a step too far.
It's like you take off your shoes. Like what's going to happen? You get some.
As we saw in the BDM group, you are not the majority.
No, I know.
No, you're not. I think most people, and it was surprising.
It's not that weird to most people.
It isn't. It's weird to me
I think the minority is take your shoes off. I think the majority is non-shoes, or it doesn't matter.
So why did our scientific poll skew the opposite direction?
It didn't.
I thought it
think
did. I thought it skewed for more people taking their shoes off.
It did, yeah.
It did. There were more people in that thing said.
I thought they did.
Yeah.
Well, just based on how many houses I've gone into, I think there's less take your shoes off than it doesn't matter.
Wait, Sam, do you ask people to take their shoes off?
Yes. I literally just said I have a shoe rack.
But everybody in here does it.
I mean, though, and you didn't ask me. I've been to your house twice.
Have you been to my new house?
Yes.
Then you've taken your shoes off, or at least asked you to. You could have been a dickhead and been like, "No, I'm not taking my shoes off," but we've asked you. Everybody that comes over,
maybe just tuned it out. Like
the
Tom
only
does.
person we've never asked to take their shoes off in our home is Uncle Cal, and that's because he's a goddamn veteran and he doesn't have to take his shoes off.
Oh, really?
Because I think
I should have fought for the country, so I have to take my shoes off.
Also, if you ask someone to take your shoes off, you better have an impeccable house that is clean as shit.
That's the point. That's the point of taking your shoes off. You're out in the world. You're walking around in your shoes, stepping in God knows what. Maybe you're perfectly clean with the shoes. Maybe you're that fucking guy that Carmen Morales brought over and you're tracking through shit and stuff. When you come to the house, at that threshold, you take your shoes off, you leave the world outside, you come into my house, it's 100% clean. I can guarantee it because everybody's taking their fucking shoes off.
Yeah, but this is going to be like one of those TikTok things where people are yelling about the balloon, but they got TikTok where you're like, yeah, you had me take my shoes off, but you're in there fucking picking your nose and scratching your ass, or touching all your counters and shit.
I saw,
it's like you're selective outraging. You're my shoes.
I saw a BDM say that he works in the industry where he goes to a lot of customers' houses.
He puts like booties on?
AC Tech or whatever. No, and people have requested him to take his work boots off. He's taken them off and then stepped in dog piss over the socks. Right, and then it's like, well, how clean are you?
Right.
I just stepped in dog piss.
That's a good point, dude. Because like when my neighbor asked me to come over and asked me to take my shoes off, he had his shirt off.
Right.
So, dude, put your shirt. If you're asking another man to come over to your house,
how fancy are you?
It's not about being fancy.
I feel like it's a power move.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit of a power move. It's like you're in my dwelling, take your shoes off.
I'll go to other people's house. I'll look to see if there's like shoes. Sometimes there's a pile of shoes. Sometimes there's a shoe rack. I'll ask, I'll ask them so it's not awkward. I'm like, do I need to take my shoes off?
At my house, when people come in, I have a shoe rack to the right-hand side. I think most people do. And then it like leads up to the stairwell leads up to the second floor.
Yeah.
And if people like, oh, should I take my shoes off? I'm like, no, but you can put a pair of my shoes on if you would like. I have people put shoes on before they enter my house. Completely different.
I also feel like it's kind of like a related to the granny putting plastic on her couch for her whole life and then dying. And then it's like, well, you never used your regular couch, granny.
Right.
Why the hell did you put plastic on it?
You're still using the fucking floor, Tom.
No, I know, but it's like you're not going to ruin the tile floor. Like you have to sweep it every once in a while.
I will say that it was one of the first times as a kid. I remember I went to this kid's house. He had a Nintendo, and that's the only reason I was like going over there is because he had a Nintendo. I think I've told this story before. It's like they lived up the street from me in the subdivision we were in, and the daughter. There were two kids. It was a son and a daughter, and the daughter had like an artificial heart. That's what I remember about that. And like and so her parents were like, they're really nice and everything, but like the kid had an artificial heart, like, and so they were given everything. So like, of course, the kid with the artificial heart has a Nintendo. So I go up there and I want to go in. They asked me to take my shoes off, and I think that was one of the first times in my mind I was like, what? Take my shoes off? Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I remember as a kid thinking, like, take my shoes off? What the fuck? Like, I don't want to take my shoes. Like, I remember feeling that way.
It does seem like an older school thing. Yeah. Like back when carpet was more expensive or something.
But to me, I remember even, like, I don't even think I understood why I would be offended by that, but I think I was a little offended as a child. I was
got this girl with an artificial heart. She's obviously at increased risk for infection.
Exactly what it was.
Take your fucking shoes that have been out in the world. They're the contact point.
No, that's exactly what it was.
For all the filth in the world that you're going to encounter. So take that off, leave it outside, and we control what's in the house. Yeah, maybe I'm walking around without my shirt off. Maybe there's chest hairs. Maybe I'm throwing my fucking boogers everywhere. But shit from the world is not in here.
That is why they did it, I believe.
Wouldn't there be more bacteria on your feet, though?
No.
Not if you have shoes and socks on.
Your foot's there anyway. You're there anyway. All the shit that's on your foot is on you. So you're there. You're eliminating the contact point with the rest of the world, the bottom of the
I feel like my cell phone is the dirtiest thing if there's germs.
Yeah, put that shit in your shoes, please.
I bet you're
inside your shoe.
What are we trying to do here?
Well, it's like when you drive down the road. Like yesterday, I drove over.
My hands are disgusting.
I was trying to avoid roadkill, and I drove over a possum's tail. right? If you think about your tires.
Yeah.
I mean, think about everything that they're going through as you're driving around, right?
Don't drive in my house either. Thank you.
Yeah, don't drive. But take your tires off.
Also, if I'm walking around your house with socks on and I see a box with cat shit in it, I'm going to raise some questions.
Oh, you should be able to. Okay.
You have an open box of shit.
That I will agree with.
How clean are your feet?
If I take off my shoes in your house, but then I smell at least bit of ammonia and see cat shit, I get to put my shoes back on.
Or the dog runs outside and runs back in. And it's like, well, the fucking dog is causing more problems than my shoes.
That was my next
agree.
question.
Yeah.
Samantha, when you had your dog, did you ask people to take their shoes off as well? You did?
Yeah, see, that didn't make any sense.
All the stuff you're saying, dog, cat, piss, shit, but everywhere inside the house, still, take your shoes off. All the stuff from the world, leave it out there. This is all my house stuff. I'm aware of it. We've eliminated, we're down to just the stuff I know about. Who knows? You might have walked through fucking smallpox. I don't know.
Well, but then I'm looking around and I'm like, well, this is a control thing.
Yeah.
Because 100%. That's what I'm saying.
And then I have to take my shoes off.
I never asked anybody to take their shoes off before until we got our new house because we have the cheapo laminate flooring, so you will see the shoe prints. That's the only reason we ask people to take it off.
Yeah.
But
like old tile. I had old tile that anybody walked on it with a shoe, you'd see like vans.
Full print, yeah.
Yeah, you see vans all the way through the house like ghosts are walking.
So I had to
through.
mop every 5 feet.
Yeah, you also didn't pick up your dog shit from other people's yard.
By the way, this is another Mitch Fattel argument.
I thought that was your thing.
At my house, I don't give a shit if you wear your shoes or not. I'm just presenting the other side of the story.
No, I know.
I appreciate that.
I'm just fucking around with the people bullying them. So anyway, all right,
have you ever done it and had somebody ask you to take your shoes off and then not done it?
Well, no.
I'm also not going to force anybody. If they're I'm more comfortable with my shoes on, I'd be like, all right. I'll just mop extra today.
My feet stink. So
that's a fact.
Right now? Right now?
Yeah, at all times, especially when now
Remember
shoes.
the foot deodorant?
Nobody's been wearing shoes every day now.
But it's trapping in the stench.
No, that should cut down on it, dudes.
No,
seriously.
Well, because now
seriously, you should have much better foot odor.
They're sweating inside.
No,
but he does let
air.
the soap drip thing, and he doesn't wash. You got to wash your feet.
You don't scrub your feet?
He doesn't scrub anything. You know that.
He's a dirty ass motherfucker.
No,
I mean,
I will, dirty.
But I will attest right now. Wow, that was harsh. I mean, I'm not saying I don't agree with it, but it's harsh. When I scrub my feet, I swear to God, I love the feeling of, like, I take a loofah or whatever with, like, a lot of soap on it, and there's just the feeling on the bottom of my foot. It feels it's like, yeah.
Oh, you're closer to the feet. Then.
Oh, for your improv.
Improv.
Improv. For your improv class, go as old dirty feet.
That's great. Good job.
Thanks, Grandma.
Here you go, old dirty feet.
Ross thought it was funny.
Old dirty Payless.
Anyway, all right, let's take a break.
Yes. I recognize it as a shot at me. I didn't think it was funny.
It's all shots.
It's all shots. Shot.
Write that down.
Shot patrol.
Let's take a break. When we come back, let's do some Ross's news.
All right.
And
I think it's confrontation today.
Goddamn right.
Confrontation.
Yeah,
okay.
Confrontation. The name of the band is the Barstool Preachers. The name of the song is Doorstep. We'll be right back with more Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at tomanddan.com. Last minute emails. We will be right back.
If you're looking for any type of flooring in your house, because it makes a huge difference.
Except for one. There's only one flooring he does not cover.
Oh, okay.
And that is the skulls of your enemies.
Okay, yeah.
I've asked him for that for months now. I'm like, can you get me flooring that's the skulls of my enemies? And he's like, Dan.
Yeah. He's like, why are you wasting my goddamn time?
Like, I will talk to Tom from now on.
I'm putting in a lot of floors.
You're such an idiot.
At homefloorstore.com.
Yeah, Justin and his team, they'll take great care of you. And like Tom said, they save you so much time bringing the product to you, leaving the product in your home so you get to see it. They do have a showroom if that's something you require, because sometimes people need that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they'll bring it to you and design the perfect flooring for any type of flooring need you have. Carpet, travertine, tile, luxury vinyl plank. The tile that you have, that wood stamped, or it's not even wood stamped. It's like,
it looks
explain
like
it. It's awesome.
Basically, it's tile, but it looks like wood plank.
So
thick boys, it has grooves in it and everything. It's gorgeous. It emulates wood, but it's tile. tile. I got that. Daniel got the luxury vinyl plank, which you can lay over your existing floor.
It's perfect for pee-pee dogs.
Yeah, you can get it 100% waterproof, and it's
easiest cleanup you'll ever find.
Yeah, but if you want engineered wood, they do everything carpet.
Anything.
We've done carpet with them. They have a bunch of awesome brands of carpet that you could use, and they're going to save you money. And that's the big part about this is instead of going to a big box store, like guess what? They inflate the prices to cover the cost of their store.
Yeah,
At Home Floor Store
Look at
has
all the
vans.
empty spaces at the big box stores when you go in there.
They,
my God.
They have vans that come to you, which is easier, by the way, than going to a store and finding someone to help
easier
you.
for your schedule, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're like me, I'll tell you exactly what I did. We got off here at like 3:34. I got home, and then by the time I got home, 4:30, 5 o'clock, Justin was meeting me with the van. We brought the samples inside. We had a meeting in my living room for about 35 minutes.
Yeah, they'll leave the samples so you can see. Yeah.
That was it. And then I just made dinner. I didn't have to go anywhere, didn't have to do anything. It's easy.
If you want new flooring, it's at homefloorstore.com.
God, this is horrible.
Can we talk about that?
I don't know if I want to.
I don't know if Jack Owalk wants to.
The name of the band is Lucero. The name of the song is One Last F.U. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
Tom. All right, let's do Ross's confrontation.
Let me
of the
get
week.
his music. I just can make sure I get it.
Does that have to do with that? My God.
Hold on, I got it. Here we go. Confrontation.
What would
of
make
the
that
week.
happen?
I don't know. It's horrible.
What do you mean? You need to see ID. No, I won't get my wife. You'll deal with me. Ross's confrontation of the week.
Ross's Confrontation of the Week, brought to you by Tots with Ross, the Orlando talk show with Ross McCoy. You could find it and listen to it anywhere podcasts are found.
Yes.
Also, just call Mo if you're injured on the go.
You know, and just type in your computer right now, bit.ly/LoganX23Heart. Go check out Logan. He still needs a heart. He's still out there. Mickey's son, my producer for Tots with Ross.
Yeah.
Son Logan, still looking to get his heart. He's got like a bionic heart now. I don't know if I told you that, guys, last time we were in here. He got that going on, but he
Awesome.
still needs to get a heart in
we
him.
need a real one.
And so bit.ly/LoganX23Heart. Check that out.
Logan X23 Heart.
Boom. So, Ross, what's been going on?
So I told you guys I finally figured out weight loss.
Yes.
I'm losing. I'm not. I think I walked in here like 185 today.
Wow.
And you guys probably have never seen me under 200 before this. Like,
I remember an ebb and flow. I mean, we all do it, right? But I remember, I want to say way back in the, like, maybe even, like, meeting you at Muche Dumbre, like, Predator or something. But
Dumbre.
where you, like, he'll know. I mean, other people, if you know, you know. But, like, times when you were, like, leaner. And
I think
then
it was a
times when
scooter
you were,
meet up at Johnny's. Was
or
first,
times when you were a little bigger. Like, I remember.
What's the biggest you've gotten?
I probably bounced between like 200 pounds and like 260-ish.
No,
like,
260
at my fattest.
okay.
Yeah, I was up there.
I don't remember a 260 Ross.
Me neither.
But
that sounds very large.
So I'm down to 185.
Congratulations. You look
and
great.
I am cranky all the time.
Yeah.
My wife has said that confrontations have increased, I don't know, fourfold, let's say.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's
When I couldn't get my alcohol, my confrontations increased.
I'm more confrontational, but I'm also way more low energy. So I'm more of a rope-a-dope confrontationer now. Like I'll let them do a lot of the work and then just pop in with a little confront here and there. You know,
yeah.
So I got two for you today that are pretty good. And the theme today is retail.
Oh, I love retail.
So me and the wife were at Target. She needed some shit at Target. We're getting some Target shit.
I don't like Target anymore.
It's not my favorite.
I'm over it. Everybody loves
I haven't
Target.
been to Target in a long time.
Target. No, Walmart.
Overpriced.
I'm strictly Walmart. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
I feel like Target's just
He's
like
trying to quiet the
overcrowded.
brown man. You see
Yeah,
that?
I was trying to quiet it, but he cannot be quieted. I am a Walmart boy, and I'm okay with saying it. It's just cheaper, dude. I can save so much money at Walmart.
I mean,
for everything.
Nah.
Yeah, but the experience.
It's fine. It's fun. It's whimsical.
That's why you save money.
Yeah. It's like, exactly. It's the price you pay.
You guys,
risk reward.
Target put all your money into bright lights and clean floors. Me and Dan will be at Walmart getting cheap groceries.
I'm okay. Like, and Andrea showed me, like, she had to break it down to show me on a receipt one time.
Oh, dude.
The differences, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, just in like the price of something simple, like
anything,
like,
soap,
or like White Claw. You know, something that matters. You know, like soap doesn't matter to me, but White Claw. You know, you look at it, it's like $4, like $4 more.
No, that White Claw, I mean, you can get it the same anywhere.
It's not the same. No.
Publix is more expensive.
And Walmart runs them like you buy one White Claw, you get like 1,000 free.
Dude, back when I was in the beer business, I would deliver to Walmart.
Yeah.
And they would make you wait hours and hours to take the delivery in. And then when you gave them the bill, let's say the bill was $1,700, they would write you a check for $1,500. And it's like, here you go.
That's what you get.
And you had to walk out.
Fight it.
You had to walk away.
Fight it. You can't do nothing.
They just pay whatever they want.
You can go to Colombia to get your breast augmentation.
Yeah, but you're going to get gunned down. No, that happened in Mexico. You go to get a tummy tuck, and next thing you know, you and your friend are dead.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you can go out of the country, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's risk-reward.
Walmart.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
All right, go ahead.
If you want to be killed.
So there's two guys ahead of us at checkout, and they are buying, I'm going to say, like 1.5 foot tall toy horse.
All right.
It's a toy pony of some sort in like a box for a child, I presume for a child. And I'm not trying to listen, but it takes so fucking long that I kind of catch the gist of it, which is that I think they're going to a birthday party and they want to put it in a bag so that they don't have to wrap it for the child. And Target just doesn't have a bag that'll fit this fucking thing.
Okay.
So they're getting into, well, we can split the bag, we can tape it, like all this.
God damn.
They, by the way, have paid. Their pony is sitting ready to go. Yeah! And they're just talking to the fucking cashier while me and my wife stand there with our goddamn tape or whatever. We had to get
all right.
So that goes on for like a ridiculous
doing
amount of
improv
time.
over here.
But I'm low energy confrontation. I don't engage at all. I'm just fucking standing
like
there.
This new low energy confrontation character.
Looking at mints or whatever instead of fucking confronting.
I'm so mad but so tired to do anything.
So here's why I had to confront. These guys finally make up their minds, okay, we're going to do X, Y, and Z with the pony and we'll be good. They pick the pony up and walk away. Unfortunately, I'm in the little aisle, you know, like how you check out. They have left their fucking cart in front of me. And they're walking away. I am now to take possession of their cart and return it to the cart corral empty for them because they've got a pony situation, right?
It's very kind of you to do that. It's very kind of you as a low energy madman.
There's no fucking way.
So they just left the cart, and you're mad about it.
And the cashier is like, it's below her eye level. I don't know. She can't see. She doesn't care. Whatever. You know, she doesn't say a word to them. And so they start walking away. I go, hey. Nothing. I'm like,
hey, pony boys.
You know what worked, Dan? And my wife continues to make fun of me for this. I said, hey, pal.
You blew your headphones off. That was an authentic hey pal.
I gave him a hey pal, and they turned, and I front kicked the cart out into the main aisle.
That's cart.
Not when I swig beer.
That's Target 300.
This happened to me at Aldi the other day too.
This is Target.
Well, that motherfucker's leaving a quarter behind.
Yeah, he did leave a quarter behind.
You should have taken that.
I only had like 2 things, and I was just like, okay. I'm like, I guess I'll move your cart for you.
Wait, he left a quarter? Like, whoever deals with this gets a quarter.
He left it in where you put it on the belt, like where you put your
Tom's
groceries
never
on
been
the
to
belt.
Aldi's.
Yeah, you have
and
to
he
pay
just
for your
left
carts.
it in. Yeah, you have to put a quarter to get a cart.
Oh.
He doesn't go to anything other than Publix and Target.
Well, he's big money bags over here.
Apparently. Or no, he's just big convenience. He doesn't like... I mean, he talks about me not getting out of my bubble. I have to crawl out of the Baldwin bubble to get to Walmart. It's like going into the Forbidden Forest in Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy.
There's a Walmart.
Full of spiders.
It's like, it's full of spiders. This guy knows. Revelio. I'm Revelioing my balls off. I'm hiding.
Publix is walking distance from your house.
Can I just rant on something
You're driving to goddamn Walmart?
When I'm invisible, I appreciate the fucking fact that they go, like, when you're invisible in Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy, it is impressive to me that when you're invisible, you whisper your spells. You go, Revelio. That's impressive to me. Thank Thank you for doing that.
By the way, why does Aldi charge a quarter?
Quarter saves you dollars, Tom.
They don't want you stealing their
Because
parts.
they're the you of supermarkets.
Yeah, but don't you want poor people to be there?
They
want anybody to be there.
They employ one person at a time, and that person goes between stocking shelves and checking out. They don't have time to buzz out to the parking lot and collect carts, so they incentivize you to bring your cart back by
having.
It's pretty smart.
There's a little key you can unlock your quarter when you bring it back.
Yeah, but who carries around quarters?
Nobody.
No, but
everybody has one quarter in their car.
And here's where Aldi, they're fucking geniuses. They made this little quarter bag that you can put in a keychain. That way you can keep your little quarter in there.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep a quarter bag on my keychain.
Look how fucking
You
mad
can
he
keep
is.
it in your car.
I think you just reverse confrontation him. Like you transferred your anger to him.
Just mark everything up 1 penny, and then so I don't have to pay a goddamn
they're
quarter.
not doing that. They're not going to do that.
All right, so that's your appetizer confrontation. Just a nice
now,
little.
did the guy come back?
Yeah, I hate
apologize?
him. I turned his head. No, they didn't say a fucking word to me.
Well, then you win.
Nobody apologizes to me, Tom. Not ever. That's the theme of
But
this
I don't
day.
think you've ever won a confrontation. I would count this as a win because you did it, and they didn't. They backed down. You won.
I didn't have to touch their card except with the bottom of my shoe, and I think we've all learned that's fucking filthy to begin
yeah,
with.
it's
So who
gross.
cares?
Take your shoes off. I think you won. I think that one you won.
All right, so this one I think is the perfect confrontation because I'm 100% in the right, and I still manage to make myself wrong. It's perfect. So my wife wanted to go to IKEA. And if you're not familiar with IKEA, it's Halloween Horror Nights maze where they sell houseware goods.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you
So
basically
you have to put together yourself. Let's put that in there. 'Cause I've grown to a point now where, and I thought I'd never say this because I used to be Mr. IKEA because Andrea worked there for years and years.
Right.
So the head manager of the children's department, if you have any questions, you can always ask me or Andrea because we were fucking ate up with the IKEA for a while. But man, I don't like putting furniture together. Fuck that shit. I'm out of that game. I think I'm too old now. I don't like the little wrenches. I don't like the screws. I don't like flat pack nothing.
But it is way, way cheaper than the other.
Well, now you're doing the Walmart argument for IKEA.
Yes, you absolutely are.
No, when I'm saving 85 cents on my goddamn Captain Crunch, I'm like, I'm
dude,
talking
you
about
can save
$400 on the couch.
You clearly don't do a lot of the grocery shopping.
Yeah, if you did, if you
or you
bought-
just don't compare prices.
If he bought his White Claws and his Topo Chicos at Walmart,
or a cart of anything,
it would be
anything
so much
to fill
savings,
a cart,
dude. So much savings.
But not as much as a full-blown sectional couch at goddamn IKEA.
I'm with you, Tom.
You got
well, you got to go to the grocery store every week. Over time.
All right, okay. Anyway,
I don't look at things over time. I want right now $1,000 difference. Like over time, you saved $1,000 over 3 years. That's too long.
Okay,
I want to know right now.
Remember when you used to be a man of the people?
It's been a long time, Ross.
I hate people.
So the main thing about IKEA, if you're not familiar, is that like you have to walk through 75 miles of store to get from the beginning to the end. They've divided it up and made it like an intestine loop of a store.
And if you want like light bulbs, goddamn you're gonna walk forever because it's in the last 3/4 of the store.
Even if your thing's right in the middle, you still have to walk through the whole front half.
You know all the shortcuts.
They do have shortcuts.
They've actually removed some of them. I think. Do you know how the cut throughs? They've taken some of those out.
Of them, yeah.
So if you can work it a little bit, but like end of the day, if you want something, you're walking a goddamn mile to pick it up. And so we needed a fucking a sink nozzle. Which I think is right in the middle of the kitchen, right? So we walk to kitchen, we pick out a sink nozzle.
This man's correct.
There's a lady there who comes up and she's like, "You've picked this one out, great. Come to my computer station. I'll print you out a little a sheet. You take it up through the rest of the maze to the checkout, and at checkout they'll scan it, you pay, and then you pick it up there." And we're like, "Great." So she gives us the printout. We walk through the rest of the maze, another half mile to the end. We get to checkout. Get to the cashier. We're like, "Here's our piece of paper. It's got a barcode." She scans it, and it's been 3 minutes. It was a little bit of a walk, but it took us 3 to 5 minutes to do, right?
Yeah.
She scans it. Beep. This order's been canceled. I'm like, "Excuse me?" She said, "Yeah, this order's been canceled. You're going to have to go back and get another one." I'm like, "Excuse me?"
It's like a gas pump.
Yeah,
So
don't
if
compute.
you don't pump your gas in 3 minutes, it cancels the.
Is that what it is?
I'm like, "What happened exactly?" Because we literally got this sheet minutes ago, and we walked directly here. We didn't get meatballs or nothing. We came right here. What happened between here and there that canceled that? And she's like, "I don't know. You're going to have to go get another one." I was like, "Well, I've heard you, but my concern is we're going to walk back halfway into the store, get another sheet of paper, do the exact same walk back up here that we just did, and that one's going to be canceled. Unless you can tell me, like, why it was canceled, what happened.
It sounds very much like me. I am completely on board with what you're arguing because I've been doing this with Truist all fucking week.
I'm more than happy to do if that's what it takes. Just explain to me how it got canceled and how we can avoid that this time so that we don't have to walk back a third fucking time into your maze, you know? Like,
yes.
So,
it's not my fault.
And she breaks down. She's a cashier, and she goes into just, I don't know, sir. You got to go back. It's canceled. I don't know. You got to go back. I was like, well, I'm sorry.
Can you uncancel it?
They do have limited power, too, unfortunately, a lot of those
I've been a cashier. I know that you can't do shit for nothing. It's fine. So I go, well, let me speak to your manager. And so she waves over Barbara.
Have you ever done that?
Hell no.
No, I'm not even goofing on you.
Never.
But I
He'd
would
go back and forth in IKEA 50 times.
Yeah, I would love to see him ask for the manager one time.
And
he'll just walk out.
Also, I'm supported by TikTok because there's this guy that he's famous just for complaining about customers. He's worked in retail. I forgot his name. But he's a TikTok guy who complains
TikTok Toni.
About customers. They used to work at IKEA, and then he's like laughing about how they're like, well, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Like people tell them shit like that. He's like, good. I'm mad that you're talking to me. Like, I don't give two fucks about this company. Do you like? I'm a part-time seasonal employee, and I don't care about your happiness.
Scott Seiss.
I'm guessing that Barbara is his fucking sister because she walks up and she was sour from jump. She didn't want to have nothing to do with any of this shit, and so she walks up. She's, "What's the problem?" To me. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay, well, we got our sink handle printout or whatever, and we came up here, and in the few minutes it took us to get here, the order was canceled, and she wants us to go back and get another one. I just want to know why it was canceled and how we can avoid that again so we don't have to walk back and forth all night. And Barbara, the manager, she goes, well, your order wasn't canceled. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what happened, but the cashier told me the order was canceled. You have to go back and see. It wasn't canceled. It was paused or something. Some other word she used. Sure. So now she's yelling at me.
It's on hold.
Something. She's yelling at me about verbiage that I'm using that I got from the cashier. You understand? So things have escalated a little bit, like immediately when Barbara walked over, and I was like, okay, well, canceled, paused, on hold, whatever. Explain to me what happened between here and there so that it doesn't happen again. And so Barbara is just focused on, she just keeps telling me it's not canceled. I'm like, okay, well, can we get the sink? She's like, no, it's on hold. And so we keep doing that fucking loop a bunch of times. And at a certain point in that like route of a loop, Barbara looks over at the computer and goes, oh, well, it's ready now.
All right.
And I go, what? And she goes, she looks at the computer, she goes, yeah, it's ready. You can just pay and pick it up. And I'm like, what? And she's like, it's ready. You can pay and you can go pick it up. Like, I'm deaf is the problem, right? And so I go, well, what happened? And she's like, do you want your hose or not, sir?
I've got it with Barbara.
I will say that I am feeling a little Barbary because you've won at this point, but I do understand the fact that you're still rooted in what happened and you require a bit of an explanation for the fuckery that's gone on. I get it.
I give up on that. I give up on that. She says, do you want your hose or not? I'm like, I turned to my wife. She wants the hose. I probably would have fucking left, to be honest with you. My wife wants the hose. So I'm like, yes, we're going to pay. We'll pick it up right over there. Thank you very much.
I would have left as well. I'm a principal guy. Like, you're fucking with me. And
also, if you start yelling at me, no thanks.
I'll walk out and then Andrea will be like, what's the problem? We got what we wanted. And I'm like, it's about the principal. And then young girls don't understand principal.
So let's talk about Barbara's on the gray side. But anyway, so let's talk about principal for a second. So I'm like, yes, we'll pay. We'll pick up. Great. Thank you for that. Is there anything you want to say?
Wait, like, you said that?
Yeah. I'm looking her right in the eye, and I'm like, at this point in the transaction, is there anything you want to say? She's like, what do you mean? I was like, do you want to apologize for any of this?
Oh shit! You're making me uncomfortable, and that's hard. I'm a good one, bro.
And I say to her, I'm a customer at this store.
Yeah.
I was just given very poor customer service. And I don't fully understand even what happened, but I'm willing to accept. I will pay for my purchase. I will get my product, and I will leave. But if you are truly the manager of the store, I would like an apology.
Oh no!
And she said no and walked away.
I like that. Oh shit!
Hold on. Hold up.
Oh my God, Brown Trump's wig fell off.
I just kind of shrug it off. I'm like, okay. And,
what is your wife doing right now? Is she going into damage control mode?
Hold on a second. She's
Okay.
fine with all of this. I'm about to make her break a cold sweat, though.
Yeah, don't. This poor woman, this genius of an architect.
I'm about to break my wife. So Barbara's gone. I pay. We get our receipt and a little number that they're going to call over on the other side when they bring the hose out. And so it's just me, my wife, and the cashier at this point. And I turn to the cashier and I go, "How about you?"
Oh,
and she goes, "What?"
No.
I was like, "You want to say I'm sorry? Do you want to salvage this transaction? Do you want to be the one that steps up and like makes a good, positive customer service transaction happen here?" She says no, and we leave.
I like that. Now,
I was hoping you would go to the third step, which is, does anybody here want to say they're sorry?
Well, that makes you
like
crazy.
Yeah.
Then they
I'm
tase
pretty
you.
close to that, though. Then they do tase
Well, because I imagine that anybody who works at big box stores now realizes that there is no employees. You cannot get
There
fired.
is no employees.
So, like,
There
I'm saying,
is no.
They cannot hire any employees. Nobody wants to work at these places. So,
Plus, it sucks because when you're a cashier, like, people are shitty to you anyway.
Oh,
so
my
they
God.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
They're giving
And
it right
I
back
would
now.
think that IKEA would be the worst because they're in that touristy
the
area.
millennial area.
yeah.
Yeah, but who's buying furniture down there as a tourist?
Well, Andrea will tell you that, like, when she worked there, it was really bad because it's volume. You're getting just so many people. You don't even understand how many people that store is pushing because it's designed like the reason Ross was lost in it.
Now, did you maybe get some meatballs so you calm down? Maybe you're just
do you think you were
hangry.
hangry? Yeah.
Oh no, I did the Tiffany Martin. I had the salmon and green beans like way before any of this happened. Yeah.
I think
Do you guys remember that? We went to like I think it was, what was that little bar where you had the Stone Cup, Dan? And
it was
we did a meetup. We did like
Shipyard Brewery.
We were at Shipyard. We were interviewing Tiffany and Tom. You asked her. I remember this like. I've remembered this for years. You're like, do you still do that thing in restaurants? And she like got the saddest look on her face. And she's like, yes, at a restaurant, I always order the lowest calorie thing.
yeah.
Just as sad as you could ever look.
we are rocketing towards no more stores, obviously, because no one wants to work at these stores, and the general population still wants some sort of customer service from the people that do want to work at these stores.
You can't even get it at the bank. Yeah, it's hard, man.
And the people that work at the stores are like, I don't give a fuck. I hate this place. I get paid too little. I hate everything about it. I hope it burns down. And now you're saying that you're mad about the service and you're going to do whatever. I don't give a fuck.
But do you want the money for being here for an hour? Do your fucking job.
Their job now consists of they don't have to do customer service because that part of the job is not fun.
Right.
But do we ever get
They don't get paid enough.
Well, that's my question. Do we ever get to a point where they are paid enough to swing the pendulum back to customer service?
There'll be specialty stores that you go in and there'll be like well-paid employees if you want that old school experience. Like I see a future.
Because I do love it. I do love I love customer service. In fact, I'll be more loyal to the good customer service even over the product.
And I'm not trying to be the fucking eagle here, but how much fucking money do you need to say, oh, the computer fucked up, I'm sorry? Like, how much does that take? I'd do it for $1. How about that?
Well, now I understand your point. It's like all they had to do is something simple. Like, this seems harder.
It's a consideration thing. I don't know if people even understand what that is anymore. When's the last time you thought about the person behind you in line?
But there's also, do you know how many unreasonable customers they deal with all the time?
Tons.
Like the people that want shit that's unreasonable, and then they're just like, "Fuck you, fuck this place, I hate this."
I get that, but as a person who works twice a year in a fireworks tent, I have seen literal fucking shitty hobos walk into a fireworks tent in Longwood, and like me and the fucking crew of kids that work for Pyrospot give way better customer service to some guy that's going to buy fucking 3 for $1 pack of black cats and go bust them in the alley behind our goddamn tent.
If it's
but you're you. How old was this cashier? You know, her temperament's probably
Barbara was older than me.
Sure.
The cashier younger than me. Yeah,
But, and also doesn't have your temperament, right? She might have been beaten down all day by other shitty customers.
I'm sure.
You know?
But you also know the owner of Pyrospot. It's Craig. He's standing right there. It's a small mom and pop. I mean, like I say, mom and pop. It's a small business.
Barbara's probably a bitch to the cashier.
I've worked for giant corporations before, and no one gives a fuck.
No, it's shitty.
Like I work for Home Depot. No one around me gave two fucks about Arthur Blank and like his family and how much.
That's a fake name, by the way.
I better give these people in here better customer service because I want old Arthur Blank to make more money as hard as they. But it's like
Arthur Blank. It is hard.
So I feel like this is all not going to exist in the future.
Yeah.
And then if you want like some sort of specialized customer service, there are going to be a few stores, and everything else will be on the internet.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why, because customer service is so poor right now. I do try to do, because I'm on the front line of our customer service, I try to go above and beyond. So even if it's like a weekend and people are emailing me constantly about passwords and my account, or, hey, I think I got charged too much, and I have to like go in there and like I'll send them a screenshot.
This fucking dry fit t-shirt sucks.
Yeah, that I agree with. But I try to
we're small business though.
Yeah, and we are. We have to work harder because we are small.
And there's also the other side of the scale when it comes to like there is too much of a good service. If you ever shop at Whole Foods, it takes forever to buy your shit because the cashier wants to know about your kids, where they're going to school. Look at your celery.
Crazy.
What are you making today? I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up and ring me up.
Yeah, but there's $6 tomatoes. I'm like, like you're paying for that.
That one I actually flipped. There was a cashier at the grocery store I go to all the time that engaged in like idle chit chat, like really, really bad, and it used to bother the fuck out of me. I hated this guy.
I'm right here, Ross.
I hated this guy, right? And then one day I saw him driving home, and he was driving home, and he was giving like 3 of the elder ladies that were like 80-plus-year-old ladies that work at the Publix. He was giving them all a ride home, and I was like, oh, he's a good dude. And I flipped the switch in my brain, and I was like, you know what? I like chit-chatting with him now. So I picked that guy's lane now, and we chit-chat, and my favorite thing in the world is watching the people behind me get pissed off while we chit-chat. It's so fun. It's the best. Because I used to be that guy, and now I've changed my attitude, and I enjoy this.
You changed your ways.
You know what's funny?
You guys are all insane.
Well, check it out. I was always against
I always knew Ross was one of us.
I was always against going to the self-checkout.
Yeah.
Always. If I go to a Home Depot, I always go to a person. Always go to a person.
Why?
Whole Foods now have their own checkout place. I go to the checkout because I don't want to fucking talk to this person.
Oh my God, Brown Trump, what is wrong with you?
Hold on. That's
they got the best self-checkout.
That's why you pay extra to talk to the person that they pay more to be nice to you.
But what if you want to opt out of that?
Well, then
can I get my things cheaper?
We need a more like a cheaper,
2%
fancier,
2% off.
place, because all like IKEAs, Walmarts, they'll be humanless. I mean, when 10 years from now, like there won't be humans in these places.
I'm going to go slightly less than 10.
Yeah.
Slightly less than 10.
On the south side of town, that little Walmart by me, they already have a cleanup robot.
There's already a robot
sweeping the aisles.
Circle K has this new, like, you put all your stuff on the mat, and it has like a camera above it.
Just like Amway, yeah.
Yeah, and it just takes a picture of the stuff you have. Now, it's in beta phase, so there were still like ladies back there like making sure you weren't stealing. But like it knows. It's like Mountain Dew, beef jerky.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. There's no way that any of these places have humans in the future. It's all being phased out, and I think it'll be good for everybody, except for the people that want those jobs. Then it'd be bad for them.
It's going to cut down on bum shit for sure, because the only reason bums come to convenience stores now are because there are humans there that have a heart that will literally break down and give them like the taquitos, or you let them use the bathroom to wipe their genitals, so they don't stink like shit. And robots will not do that. Robots will be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, just start fucking killing them, right? Like, I don't think robots are going to have the same, so I think homeless guys are going to be like, fuck these 7-Elevens and Wawas, because it's only robots. And
speaking of like gas stations and like convenience stores, I went to the one-off single-owned convenience store that's on the way here.
They're the worst. The one up here.
Yeah.
Actually, the one by the bagel spot?
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that lady. Don't be me. Oh, I love them.
Well,
so many rings on their fingers. So many rings. All the rings.
When you go into a non-corporate convenience store,
it has a smell.
Yes, but also
it smells like weed pipes.
I'm fascinated with everything in there, and what they
it's
sell.
all stuff from Costco.
Yeah, it really is.
I see those guys at Costco loading their pallets. Yeah,
there are weird items in there and stuff.
Weird pipes, vape batteries.
And
what are they? 512s or 518? Whatever. There's little they got batteries.
Packs of T-shirts.
Of course, the tall tees and like all the novelty stuff. But then on the shelves, which it's always dimly lit, like the
beefaroni, 7 kinds of mustard.
But there is like a dog and cat food section of dusty dog food.
Yeah, dusty screwdriver, dusty work gloves.
And you're like, when's the last time they stocked this for a reason?
Yeah,
but
charging cord USB-A. Never seen that before. It's like 20 years old. USB-A.
Are they tracking their sales and then bringing in stuff?
No, they forgot they bought that. It's been sitting there for 25 years.
Yeah, old technology, like you said, and like promotional
alarm
items.
Clock. You go walk in there, there'd be a fucking $7 alarm clock, red LED.
The reason is 100% of those stores only sell drinks and smokes. Yeah, everything in the middle is untouched.
That's it.
But where did they get it from the beginning?
And the middle. Did you see the sign on the
where
one
did they
that
get the middle?
The one that we're talking about. Do you see the sign on the front when you go in? Because Andrea makes fun of it every time we pull up there. There's a sign as you open the door. There's a little square, and it's been up there since the beginning of the pandemic, and it says, "I fear God, not the virus." Yeah.
I never noticed that stuff.
Yeah. That's where you get your weed pipe. Right there.
The one by me has so much THC 9 stuff behind the counter. I'm 100% sure they have drugs. There's no chance.
Have you dabbled with that? I mean, even though you got your own show, everything, like you're the quintessential weed guy of our show. I'll still always stake that you're the weed guy.
Yeah.
Is that stuff legit?
What's
your take on it? Because I think people would respect that if you weigh in and give us as the weedman of our show. Delta 9, what is it?
Here's the investigation I've done so far.
Okay.
I went to the head shop at my house to get a bong the other day, and while I was in there buying a bong, they got a big old display of Delta 9 stuff. I asked the guy behind the counter, I was like, hey, what's up with this Delta 9 stuff? And he's like, And I was like, oh yeah, is that any good? He's like, the one that makes you sleep's pretty good.
You haven't done it yet?
No. I got weed. Why would I?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I want you to do it.
What I think is happening is...
We should all do it on the show.
Yeah,
let's do it for 420.
Okay, Delta 9 420.
Do you guys remember Delta 8 and it was not good.
Delta 8?
Yeah.
You've done that?
Yeah. And it was horrible.
Did it make you high?
It made me feel like I was about to die.
Oh, that's good. That's what I want.
That's what I want. You piqued my curiosity.
If you said it did nothing, then I'd be like, well, it sucks, but about to die could be good.
Yeah, now it sounds like salvia. And
Should we lock ourselves in the studio and do Delta 8 or 9?
I don't want to do this to you, Sam. I mean, you can do it in that room.
Yeah, but you're sensitive to weed anyway, so
Well, yeah, that's probably what it is. Like, I don't smoke.
Yeah, you're
and
a
I was
child.
just trying to try it from sober.
You want to be a cool skateboarder?
Because I've heard the people that are like, it's just the same. And then I'm like, well, it can't be just exactly the same. Can it?
I will give you, okay, you like stats. You're a stats guy. You're a percentage guy. 93% of the emails that I have received talking about these Delta products say that it's just as good.
I know.
And I don't believe them.
I've talked to people in person that are like, they're like...
I only do that because I can get it anywhere.
Yeah, also for like drug testing and shit, which is ridiculous. But ridiculous that the company's still drug testing for THC. But people have to get workarounds and stuff. But everybody we've talked
to... The chat room is saying...
they get it just as high as they would have...
My mom smokes out of gravity bongs every day. She said it got her high. I believe her. I believe her.
I believe Sam's mom.
And that is really...
I don't know which store they got it from. But
I believe Sam's mom as well. Like, I feel like if there were anybody that's going to give us the truth, it'd be her.
You know what? We should bring Sam's mom and my mom in there and let them smoke Delta 9.
Delta 9. Oh, my God.
My mom likes to eat it.
On Mother's Day.
Can you eat it, Delta 9?
Yeah, that's well, the Delta 8 I had was a gummy. And,
okay,
oh, buddy. Like, that, man, it was bad.
Well, you just had a weed freak out then.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, well, that's
that
good.
means it's good.
right,
Oh my God. This is the second time in a week that Tom and I have almost high-fived.
We need to give Ross, because Ross will know. It's like,
Ross
is
will
it the
know.
same?
Yeah, if we give it to Ross, we're like, all right.
So we'll bring him in.
I'll put Ross on our couch. I'll set him up with as many drinks and pleasures that he needs and required.
No bang, though.
Yeah, and we'll just go about our...
Maybe we want the bang. I don't know.
We'll sit here and we'll go about the day, and then you just pop in and tell us, like, it's hitting me, or like, I feel a little something.
Well, we'll do it, too.
I want to do it.
Don't you cut me out of this shit, Tom. This sounds like a great idea.
Well, I'll do it because I'm curious. Like,
what I think the deal is that, like, back in the 50s or whatever, when you were still allowed to study weed, some guy in a fucking lab coat pulled THC out of weed, and he was like, that's it. That's the one that gets you high. And that's a cannabinoid. In weed, there's 1,000 different cannabinoids.
Yeah.
There's all these different little freaky molecules. Just for some reason, they extracted THC. They gave it to some guy who's like, whoa. And some dude in a lab coat and fucking goggles was like, that's the one. That's the one that makes you high.
And then the government listed.
Well, they just stopped. They just stopped because that's what they did back then. We discovered the thing. There's no need to research any further.
No more is needed.
Also, no more weed research because that's fucking bad. But
also, they're not going to be able to
THC.
get funding for that too. I mean, like,
eventually they found CBD, and then there's 1,000 other ones out there. It's just a matter of like extracting them, see what they do.
So, and then
you want a hot take? I hate CBD. I hate it.
Now, is this a case?
It does nothing to me.
Okay,
give me the THC, no CBD.
Remember the Seinfeld?
I want to be
episode,
inflamed at all times.
Yeah. The fat-free yogurt Seinfeld episode. So, is this a case? Because we know now cops don't give a fuck about weed anymore. It's I've talked to plenty of them. It's one of these things.
In the Midwest, it still stands, but around here,
I'm talking about Florida or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
see, look at this, Ross. He's talking to cops now.
This guy.
And then and so now, like, people know, whoever's creating the Delta 9 probably knows, like, the chances of someone testing this for THC at this point is probably, like, slim to none. So we'll do this, and then that's why
it's exactly
like, a lot of people
what we
like,
did when we were told by Clear Channel to stop doing this podcast. We did stop, but then eventually we started cursing again. It's the same thing. You just keep eking it back in until they slap your pee-pee, and then you pull it back again, then you eke it back in.
You're eating the yogurt, you're like, just good. You're getting fatter, you're like, so you're getting high, and you're like, it's just as good. Well, of course, it is the same shit.
Yeah.
Or they get, like, there's just one molecule different, and it's the same. You get just as high.
I have thought this for a minute. Like, exactly what you're saying. I have thought that Delta 9 is regular weed. They just say it's Delta 9. I have, like, sat up and thought about that. I've been like, because, like, nobody's going to go around to every gas station and be like, we need to...
It's
like,
too far now.
They're just not gonna, it's like the internet. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Remember when the thing about it, like, you could have CBD and you can sell it at a gas station, but there better not be any traces of THC, and that's out the window now. like, because I remember when when the dispensary started advertising with us, we were like, well, you got to do CBD with a little bit of THC
because
for it to work.
THC activates the CBD.
And so now I see people selling CBD at gas station, any place, and then they're like, little THC.
Yeah, and you look on the back. Yeah, you look on the back.
It doesn't matter.
In 2018, there's a specific bill that allowed a certain percentage of THC in certain states. That's why Delta 9 is legal.
Which goes back to what he's saying is that's bullshit, because if that's what
no cop has the ability to test the goddamn percentage of THC.
It's 0.07, all right.
Yeah, all they have is a shaker with the water, like, purple means bad. They're not fucking doing a Bunsen burner test on the side, I think...
And it's bullshit another way, too, in that, like, it's like 3% beer in Utah. It doesn't stop anybody from drinking. They just drink more fucking beer.
Right. Exactly.
If you eat 5 of the gummies, it's going to be 5 times. It's all bullshit. It's crazy what we, as a society... We're trying to every loophole. We're fucking jumping through all this shit. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is.
You know why? You're right, dude. Like, I started drinking 4% beers, and now instead of drinking 3, I drink 12.
Oh my god, I knew the number.
Well, remember when me and Ross thought it was one Waldo? We were like, and we found out it was like 900
11% or something. It's like 640 calories of beer.
Yeah, we could just have one beer. There's no free lunch. It's all you pay for it one way.
What it all comes down to is it's all the same. It's just you're stealing from here, you take it from here, you're putting it there. You're like, it's all counterweights. Yeah, no secrets.
You know, maybe in this vein, me and Bart were talking the other day. You know how there's always they make something illegal and then there's a black market for it.
Yeah.
You know what? There never was a black market for, but they made it legal and people obviously enjoyed previous to soda with cocaine in it. People like that.
Yeah.
They made it illegal, but nobody really took over that fucking market. So I think
you and Bart Barrick are bringing back cocaine soda.
Bart's a businessman. So he's the money man. I'm the idea guy.
Listen, it'll come back in one way because back in the fucking World War II,
goddamn number 1 movie is Cocaine Bear right now.
Oh yeah,
Cocaine Bart.
There was a time that everybody was feeding people fucking amphetamines crazy.
Yeah.
And fucking Nazis were doing it, like giving their
hey, the Nazis are doing it. I'm in.
I'm just like, everybody's like amphetamines, and then be like, oh, watch out. And then now it just turned fucking into Adderall.
Yeah.
Like
and everybody's on it.
We're the same fucking, it's the same humans.
We're all Nazis. That what you're saying?
The same shit. It's just we just package it different. Like, Andy D here has some amphetamines. It works.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Volkswagen Beetle. Those things.
The car of the people. The car of the people.
A little bit of amphetamine, a little bit of Delta 9.
A little bit of
Put on your Hugo Boss pants.
A little bit of amphetamine, a little bit of Nazis. The name of the band is Sunroom. The name of the song is Sunset Garage. Let's see if this plays correctly here. There we go. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time momentarily. 1-844-TOM in DAM. I believe this was in the BDM outdoorsman group, but there was a gentleman that had a side-by-side or a customer side-by-side that he really wanted to hook up.
Yeah.
He ordered all the parts from the parts department at Seminole Power Sports.
Yeah.
And then he got it all in, and then he blacked out this side-by-side. This thing looks like a Mad Max murder vehicle. It's awesome. Big tires, like the whole enclosure. He put these speakers that he ordered from Seminole Power Sports that have lights around them. It's called an audio roof.
Yeah, okay.
So while you're driving your side-by-side, you're bumping your I was very jealous. I'm in the market for some sort of, I just love,
toy?
I like a toy. I am a child.
If you want some awesome toys, Seminole Power Sports right there on Reinhardt Road in Sanford, and then Seminole Power Sports North in Eustis, all the same toys. They got Suzuki brand up there.
Yep.
But like Daniel said, all the accessories.
Scooters, side-by-sides, Yeti coolers, Piaggio scooters, Honda scooters.
Four-wheelers, dirt bikes.
Jet skis. Didn't even talk about jet skis.
They've got used vehicles because people trade in stuff. So even if check out their website and they have a lot of used stuff.
We had a BDM buy my wife's 07 Piaggio Vespa GTS IE.
Yeah.
Which is a very they don't even make that bike anymore. And I mean, obviously, I took care of it. It had one ding on it. Guess who did that?
Why don't you just bring it up? They didn't, for sure. No one even saw that. We should find that BDM and be like, if you find the ding, I'll give you $100.
I will tell you.
I'll give you $100.
When I traded it in, they gave me full price. They didn't even
this thing is perfect. Also, if you need anything serviced, the service department's great. I've used them multiple times to clean my son's four-wheeler carbs because it's a pain in the ass to do
just like
yourself.
this BDM, it could have been a BTM. This BDM, he ordered all of his stuff there. Yeah, but if you can't do it, you don't have the time, they have a full service department willing to take care of you.
Yeah, Yeti coolers, Honda generators, all the accessories. It's Seminole Power Sports and Seminole Power Sports North.
That is Violent Saturn with Who Is She? Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
This guy's there. It's I think it's two girls. They're getting a lot of play on the new punk pop charts that are on Apple. So,
did you listen to that Spit on My Face song I sent you, or I told you about?
I did not yet.
Gotta listen to that shit.
I will.
It's so good. It's like a beautiful punk love song.
Okay, I love it. I like a lot of the new punk lately that's been coming out. I'm kind of getting back into it.
Me as well.
Yeah,
I thought it was dead.
Yeah,
I think it's back.
I think. Yeah, there's a little patch right now that is real good.
Everybody said it was going to happen during Trump, but Biden's bringing it out on people for some reason.
I don't think anybody likes it. I think everybody hates the government equally.
I just wanted you to get a bunch of emails about that one.
Yeah, no, we won't. They don't care. They don't care. They hate it all.
Before we do dump them out, do you want to hear, because we were talking about what the future is going to be like, and I had this thought, and it may be a high thought.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I like it.
I know. Well, it dawned on me.
I love high thoughts.
Because we were talking about, like...
This is your way of cleverly slipping in your dreams, but it's fine.
This is not really a dream, because I was thinking
right? I mean, like, this is my high thought, this is my dream. I mean, I don't know.
And what got me thinking about this is the price of televisions, right? And it's getting lower and lower, right? And so I was looking at my
unless they're small.
Yeah. The smaller.
I tried to buy
that is true.
I tried to buy a small TV for my porch last year, and it was expensive as fuck. And I'm like, goddamn! Like you could buy like
they don't make it. They don't mass produce the small TVs.
You could buy a 42-inch. You can buy it for $116. If you want a 12-inch, it's like $300.
I just bought a TV. Not going to work in the office anymore.
I just bought a TV for my garage, and I had to step out of Best Buy because they were too expensive, and ended up at the pawn shop and bought one for like $45.
Yeah, little TVs.
Pawn shop.
Yeah, little TVs. You got to go down to the pawn shop.
32-inch flat screen. $45.
There you go.
So, and it started me thinking. I was like, man, TVs are getting more and more inexpensive. And the trend will probably keep going, right? I'm sure there's a finite point that it'll get to. The market will...
All the research has been worked out. It's just a matter of I'm saying, TV's a fucking set industry. There's nothing real to investigate.
And I imagine in the future, a 50-inch flat screen TV will be $100. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that, right?
Might even be close now.
And then I started looking at all like free entertainment and smartphones, and there's some standards that we have that make our lives more comfortable, right? And I was thinking, like, all right, it's becoming less and less expensive to entertain yourself, right?
Yeah,
sure. There used to be a time where, if you wanted the big screen TV, it was a fucking $5,000, and you're like, only the rich had it, and like basketball players and stuff, we don't look at MTV Cribs and be like, oh,
only
shit.
the rich, yeah, for sure. You'd have friends that have like media rooms.
But that's part of a bell curve going back to when, back before that, all you had was the Bible, and it was way cheaper, Yeah.
But I'm saying with as what everybody is consuming as entertainment, TV shows and whatever, it's like you watch it on a big screen TV, that's cheaper than ever. It's becoming more and more cheap. And then
and what you put on it is more available. Like there's more free channels.
Yes,
places you can log in and see all the TV you ever fucking could dream of.
Entertainment is becoming cheaper, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of free shit, even though subscription services for apps are becoming crazy.
Tubi,
but
you get on, what is it?
Dude, Tubi's got some crazy stuff.
Tubi,
is that free?
Yeah.
It's free. And if you're bored, I will get on Tubi.
You'll find some crazy movies and shows.
Not when Maisie's around, because sometimes I wander into some Tubi shit, and I'm like, well, how the fuck is this on here?
Some big old Tubies?
Well, no, not really nudity, but I'm just like, this shouldn't be on here.
And shout out to Pluto.
Monster movies.
Pluto TV.
Only because they ran an advertisement on podcast all last month saying that for the month of February, they were featuring Tyler Perry movies.
Nice.
So I started thinking
that's true fact.
And this kind of ties into the fact that employees are going to be all robots and stuff like that. And we're like, I wonder if in the future, you'll be able. I mean, the cost to entertain yourself in an air conditioned space will be probably lower than it's been in all of humanity's time, right? So it's like and then even maybe the cost, there will be automated cars that can come pick you up and whatever. That's going to be a fee, but it'll probably be cheaper than before because they're all going to be electric and there's going to be a fleet of them. And then so it's like, well, you don't need a vehicle. You have, I imagine that housing will probably get smaller. They'll probably turn and they're already doing it, urban areas where there's regular houses, and they'll make them multi-complexes.
I want ultimate congestion where there's cars running high speed at all times, not crashing into each other because they're all talking to each other, and then I just walk behind here, and then one of the empty cars pulls up, and I get in it, and then it rockets me into the tunnel, and then I'm going 190, right, with this flow of traffic anywhere I want to go. That's what I dream of. I try to make it uber positive, but that's because inherently I'm so negative inside.
So the costs of living will be less in the future when it comes to the ability to entertain yourself.
Universal income, though. What are you Are you going to factor that in?
Well, that's when the universal income, and I'm not talking, and this is not political or anything. I'm just saying what will probably eventually have to happen because there won't be any of these small jobs anymore. Robots will be doing them all and stuff. But that will support the baseline of comfort for humans.
Okay.
Where you have some, you live in an air conditioned box of some sort. We all do, but it depends on how big it is.
Like there's tiny little Japanese sleeping pods at the airport.
Well, not like that.
But so sad. You got like one little burner you make your ramen on.
Like wasps.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're trying to figure out more, affordable housing. That's a problem, obviously.
Not for me.
We're going for
a big ass house.
Well,
big as fuck.
What I'm saying for a lot of people,
take your shoes off.
No, walk around in it. Shit's awesome.
In the future, we don't need shoes.
I'm sure they'll figure out the affordable housing in the future, or we'll have some sort of society where they'll just be smaller houses. Like you start looking at it as like
tiny homes.
All or like some sort of townhouses or like multiplexes in neighborhoods. It's like you have smaller. Anyway, I started looking at this and I was like, there probably there'll be a time where it'll be way cheaper to have the baseline of a life of like a comfortable life where you have a big screen TV, you have your fucking smartphone with unlimited entertainment, you have air conditioning, you have electric cars that will take you anywhere you want to go, and then it's like that will only cost,
but that will be
$28,000 a year or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
that.
But your groceries are going to be real expensive.
What I would say is that though will become the new poverty. And then the baseline for what comfort is will be elevated to a point where you can't achieve it. So theoretically, you'll have that $28,000 air conditioned pod with the TV and everything in it, but you won't love it. Because comparatively, you'll be comparing yourself to everybody else, and you'll think that you are a poor person when you're not, because the earth is scorched by this point. I mean, we're 100 degrees all day.
Well, you're the end of the world.
You have to live in the pot.
But I'm talking about.
You got to lay off the weed, man.
Because
he got the good weed.
The
Delta 10.
He got Delta 69. Somebody said that. Somebody said, "Wait till you get to Delta 69." Well, it's like, is that real? Then are you fucking idiot?
Well, it's my theory.
I am not that smart. I'm not that smart.
That our lives right now, if you have a house with an air conditioned car and TV,
do you ever think of your comfort? Do you ever lay in bed and you're like, wow, I am comfortable?
We just went down to Shingle Creek. I don't know if you ever paddled Shingle Creek, Dan.
Because shingles are chicken pot. If you know that.
If you go down to 192, you hook that left and you go into the heart of the touristy shit. You go past that fucking Wizard gift shop and all that shit. There's one little tiny fucking 2 or 3 acre square green space right on Shingle Creek where it's beautiful. It's fucking old timey Florida, and you can paddle it and shit. And it's all in the. Where was I going with this? I had a thought. There's in the park. There's like a old timey settler cabin. Like this is the cabin that the original. And my wife was like, "Oh man, wouldn't you have loved to live here in 1850?" I was like, "Fuck no, no AC, mosquitoes everywhere. You're like fighting the swamp for your bare subsistence." I was like,
needed,
I'd much rather paddle around and go home and fucking cook.
But if needed, I thought of Tom this weekend. I was watching a small YouTube documentary about Muhammad Ali when he thought that he was getting too soft. He bought this cabin area with all these different cabins. And he had it kind of reconstructed and put back together to settlers' time. So and he had this one main cabin, right, that had a punching gym in it, with the ring and the punching bags and everything. But it was bare bones and it was rudimentary because he thought that he was getting too soft.
None of the comforts.
Yeah, he was like, I can't do this. Why I'm not the Muhammad Ali that I was. So I need to give myself grit. He gave himself grit, and then
that's manufactured grit. Nothing beats true survival grit.
But manufactured grit beats no grit.
True.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
But if you're Muhammad Ali and you're fighting other humans, you need grit. The rest of us, we just need a comfortable life, and I think we're all. All of society, is going towards more and more comfort. Why wouldn't we? I just thought, I was like, because I always think, are we living in the best of times? Is our lives because of what we have? Now, there's no way to tell the future. Obviously,
my argument.
it's the best of what has happened so far.
Can I give you an argument?
No, that's what I mean. Well, that's the only thing I know.
Can I give you an argument?
But is the future going to be more...
Can I give you an argument though?
We're not
Mo Better right now. we are physically more comfortable, but I think we are mentally more uncomfortable than we've ever been.
But I think that's maybe we're in a transition phase of how we interact with the internet, and we don't.
But
understand.
mentally, I think people are waxed. Now, we might have the best air conditioning, the best entertainment, the cheapest TVs, cheap clothing and textiles that we can clothe ourselves with. Physically, we are the most comfortable we've been. But mentally, we are not.
But is that only because we're seeing a lot of people and what they are going through mentally through social media, which you never saw before? 30 years ago, the same amount of people, it's kind of like, people are like, there's more gay people now than there ever was. It's like, no.
That's what I'm talking about. But there's always my life. No,
but I'm saying there's always been the same amount of percentage of gay people. No one was open about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like maybe we've had the same amount of mental problems that we're just seeing it more, we
are putting the more we stay as a global society that keeps rising, we put more and more people out of the zone where their worries are about life or death stuff. Let's
comfort.
Let's make the Civil War the cutoff. Previous to the Civil War in America, most people, their worries were about whether they were going to starve to fucking death or
having
whether
to go to war,
somebody was going to kill them and take all their shit.
Yeah.
So when you worry about that and it doesn't happen, it's fine. You're alive. If it does happen, you're dead. There's nothing to fucking worry about after that. Right. But we have all these worries that are ephemeral and you can't ever deal with, and they're just always constantly shitting
and
on
nobody teaches you how to deal with them. So I don't know. I think physically, we are extremely comfortable, but I've never interacted with more crazy people than I've done in the last couple of years. I'm like, God damn.
But
and I consider myself, I identify as a crazy person.
Sure.
I absolutely identify as a person that has some quirks. I got baby talk about dogs, and I'm a child at heart. I'm like Fat Peter Pan or whatever you want to call it.
Improv for
I do. But I don't know. I interact with some people. I'm like, man, I wish you were,
Dan,
I don't know.
Dan, at open mic on Wednesday, I saw a man. First of all, he took the mic out of the stand and he full body embraced the mic stand and was like, "Raga," and I don't like fucking with my mic stand. That's a pet peeve.
Well,
so right off the bat,
expensive. They're not cheap. And
this guy did a bunch of other stuff, and then at a certain point, he got up off the floor of the stage. That happened. He had laid down. He got up off the floor of the stage, walked over to the mic stand, and put the head of the mic stand in his mouth. It wasn't part of a joke. He didn't acknowledge it in any way. He just did it in the middle of the set, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening? What is this world now?" Yeah.
What was it? Someone doing an open mic?
Yeah, it was an open mic.
Now, I would say that guy's too physically comfortable. He deserves to live outside of his unair conditioned pod, and so he can slap his cheeks and wake up, motherfucker.
I don't know if this is obvious. The poor people now in our society have it way better than the poor people that had it in 1920. You know what I'm saying? There were people that were dying of starvation at one point, in our society, which doesn't happen ever. I've never heard of anybody dying of starvation.
There are
in
people
America.
who are just as poor in this country as they were in the 1920s, and now they have to watch the fucking Kardashians and shit on TV too.
Well, their lives are,
but I would argue,
better
lucky
or more
you
comfortable.
have entertainment.
Tom, I would love to take you into a deep Alabama and show you some fucking shanties on a clay fucking road, dude.
Bad.
No. I understand. This is not me being out of touch of how people live. I understand. I'm just talking about the baseline.
Tone deaf Biden.
No. But the baseline of society has gotten better, and then if that continues,
but the baseline just makes the low lower. When
I was
the baseline goes up,
the gap is getting too big now. That's the problem.
Well, but will technology and how cheap things are getting afford you the baseline where the future homeless people have big screen TVs and smartphones
I hope so.
and air conditioning?
Because at a certain point, those people will just be classed out altogether. They won't have any money. They won't even be able to afford the cheapest TV because they have nothing.
Well, that goes into if there's no jobs, will you get some sort of baseline comfort in the future where here's a air conditioned box with a TV and your smartphone and you can go,
no, because we can't even give homeless people houses right now, places to live, even shelters. They can't even give them space in shelters. You think they're going to give them a big screen TV and an air conditioner?
That's cheap as fuck. That's what I'm saying.
Someone sitting in a shelter and eating gruel, but they don't have enough space for them there.
I think it would be funny to give him a TV and they just hand it to him, be like, congratulations.
There's certain people that it's complicated with any situation because there's certain people that choose to be homeless and there's mental illness and shit like that you can't never,
See, let's define it as engage with society instead of like choose to be homeless. There are going to be people who choose to engage with society, and there are going to be people who choose I don't want any of that. And that the difference, the gap, is just going to get wider and wider.
It could. I was like, there will be probably a time where you could have all these creature comforts that we have that associated with like costing money that'll be cheap
for the people at the low end who are willing to engage with society, but then there will be people who just won't even like go to the office and register.
That's them. It's like that's or whatever an unfortunate situation they're in. I'm just saying.
No, blame them directly.
I'm saying that.
I mean, just go to some women's and family shelters and.
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking about now.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about the future.
These people are just never talk to me.
Yeah.
Let's do.
We should have played Time for Bath at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I know. We
let's.
You want to do it?
Let's do it.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottomics.
Dump them out, brought to you by thedangerbrain.com for any of your branding needs. We've been using them for 12 years now. And
that's a long time.
I know.
My Lord.
I know. This year is our 10th year doing BDMs. Is crazy.
This is a hot take, but this podcast isn't as cool as it used to be.
Oh, nothing is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The longer you do things, the less cool it is.
Yeah, you guys got big TVs and pods now.
I'm so comfortable in my box. Oh my God, this box is so comfortable.
You go camping with porta potties and video games.
They're too comfortable.
I didn't want the porta potties. Never said I did.
Listen, my kids won't shit in the woods. They're too soft, and it's my fault.
My kid won't either. I tried to do it.
So, what are we going to start with?
Let's start with the return of TubGirl.
Okay.
Have you guys seen? This is a.
I don't know if I know.
This is a TikTok phenomenon.
This is some hideout shit here, dude. TubGirl is
I knew you. I was so glad that we skipped this, and then Ross is coming in because I knew he would know what I'm talking about, and I know you know what I'm talking about. Remember TubGirl?
On the old hideout web forum, every other avatar picture was TubGirl.
I don't remember. Like I remember 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah.
Right.
Now take one of the girls away and get rid of the cup.
Make it a bigger cup. Okay, that's how we are.
All right, so I can't. Obviously, I can't play this on the show, but I'm going to find TubGirl here so we can play it.
Okay.
Oh my God! I haven't seen this in probably 10 fucking years.
So that is the photo in question.
What is that?
It's TubGirl.
Oh,
that's
I thought it was
throw up.
I thought it was a flower.
No, that is TubGirl.
I mean, in a certain sense.
Now, this photo is being now used by the young generation on TikTok. They will show each other TubGirl and then do a TubGirl reaction to it.
No, the classics never change.
Yeah. So that is the original TubGirl. And it's back, baby. The classics never die. It's back, yeah. If you go,
it's not in my algorithm.
No, but if you go to TikTok, and type in TubGirl,
well, I'm not.
There are tons of videos of people that are doing reaction videos to TubGirl.
They're saying there's a documentary about her on Netflix.
No shit.
I mean, I don't. That's the chat.
I mean, some shit.
A lot of shit. Fucking professional comedian, everybody. I would watch the documentary.
What's the documentary? Like, why did you poo-poo diarrhea on your face?
Why did you? Well, the people want to know, TubGirl, why did you shit in your own face? And are you Asian? Because it looks like it.
There's 2 reasons. You either did it for monny or your fucking scumbag boyfriend talked you into it.
Well, there's also the insane reason. We
were just talking about that.
Yeah. When did this actually?
Oh,
when
God.
when was this photo taken?
I shut everything out.
Early 2000s to at least. I know.
It
I'm
could
aware
be
of
in the 90s, all right?
Could have been. I'm aware of it being around early 2000s.
It's a digital photo.
But you guys didn't know.
You guys didn't know
TubGirl. You knew what TubGirl. You made jokes about it.
I'm sure I've seen
Sam,
this.
you knew what TubGirl was?
I don't think so. I think I would remember that.
I had
the beginning
erased
of the
it from my mind until
But you knew what it was. And I
When
know,
you put that
and
picture up,
Ross
yes.
already told me he knew.
Before Rick rolling, that was the link
Yeah.
that you would like say, "Oh, check this out. Here's the calorie
Yes.
calculator for you,
Sure.
Tony," and you'd like fake link to
Before
TubGirl.
before Barry's big dick, you know, like
what was the other one?
Lemon
Meat
Party.
Spin.
Meat Spin. Yeah, Lemon Party, Meat Spin. Yeah, all of those. Like TubGirl was in that. Like you would link to this and you'd be like, dude, I saw your mom on this website, and then they go to it, and it'd be TubGirl.
Yeah.
Samantha, go to meatspin.com just to see.
See if it's real.
See if it's still there.
It had the counter, and it would tell you how many times it's fun. It was
I
so
used to
good.
put it on Russ's
I
computer
used
every
to do it
weekend.
to Mickey. Yeah, oh, it's so good.
Just see how long it would go. And then I'd come in the next day, or the next, like, the end of the week, 14 million spins. Jesus Christ.
It's weird that one quintessential disgusting picture is still lives on an internet that has trillions of disgusting pictures.
Yeah.
Like it just stuck in the
a perfect
zeitgeist of
photo.
the internet. But there's probably
the composition.
I mean,
is
you're a
amazing.
photographer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the photo, the way that they had the f stops.
great composition.
They had the f stops set up right.
I mean, how many pictures of people doo-dooing in their own face is there on the internet? Maybe a million plus.
Yeah. A million plus.
But this particular picture.
She got in early.
Yeah. It's
Early
early.
adopter. Early
it's the
adopter.
Mr. Beast of pictures.
Yeah.
It's like,
This is the
this
Mr.
is the
Beast
first
of
to
shitting
do
your
it.
face. Yeah.
Or the first to be, like, I'm sure there's some, like, 1920s black and white picture of someone shitting in their own face, right?
I like those, though. That's just classic boudoir.
Like, as soon as the camera was invented, there was nudity.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
pictures
As soon
of
as
nudity.
the camera was invented, the guy's like, do you think I could shit? And you could do the flat, the big flash. Like, do you think I can hold my shit out of my ass long enough for you to get the shit and it's not on the paper plate? And the friend is holding the flash powder and the whole thing's got the cloak over his head. And he's like, I don't know, man. Do you think you can hold it without it falling? And he's like, I think I can. It's formed. And he's like, all right, just get it out at like 2 inches and you just hold it for 3 minutes. And I think we got the photo. Daguerreotype or whatever, like, type of photography.
Like
boudoir.
Like Mrs. Tubb, like when she first did this.
Yeah, Miss Tubb.
Like, could you imagine explaining
Man,
to her?
Sam's digging in over there.
Like-
I can't find it.
Meat Spin?
Like,
No, Meat Spin's still around.
like,
It's good to know.
like when she took this picture, I'm sure she's thinking, well, I'm doing this for some fetish of people, whatever it is, and like, there's no way that the entire goddamn
They
world
shut down TubGirl.com.
will.
So that's the original OnlyFans.
What if it was just something
Just a
she
little bit
liked
more
to do, and then somebody barged in and took a picture of it?
this is like the angle shows me that
I guess
this
she
is
also
on
had a
purpose.
superhero mask on.
Yeah, so
to this.
according to the shock image database ShockChan, the image appeared on the Entertainment News blog site project in 2001. On February 15th of 2002, the domain TubGirl.com was registered. On August 1st, 2005, Urban Dictionary user Mike Oxlong submitted an entry for TubGirl, which describes the photo in detail. On October 18th of 2007, the TubGirl image was featured on the front page of the gaming news site Katuka as part of a prank orchestrated by Gizmodo editor Brian Lamb. Like, it's a legendary... I was trying to look up her identity of, like, who is TubGirl?
Some Asian girl, it says.
bet-
But yeah, I can't find it. And the person in the chat can't remember the name of the damn documentary, and I can't find
God
one.
damn it, chat.
It's the only probably time in history someone's been glad that their own shit has covered their face. Because you can't tell who this person is because their shit is literally covering their face. So it seemingly, I mean, it's not that bad because the person's face is not in this.
Now, how popular does this image have to become for her to come forward and be like, I am TubGirl?
Well,
Like,
there's a documentary apparently.
Well, maybe
She can't
not.
fucking find
That could have
it,
been
so
a
that could just be
false
made up from the
alarm
fucking
there.
chat.
Oh, it's like Banksy.
On
It's like
Reddit,
Banksy.
somebody asked,
Yeah.
where is TubGirl documentary? That's the only thing I can find.
Yeah, I can't find...
I'm sure there's a lot of people that claim they're TubGirl, And
are you sure of that?
Well, people claim they were serial
I've done it
killers.
to fuck girls before.
Like,
I can't lie.
People have confessed to murders they had nothing to do with. So that's just as insane as being like, I'm the real TubGirl.
I'm TubGirl.
Yeah, like, it's,
Maybe the documentary is exit through the shit shop.
Will the real
There's
TubGirl
that
please
improv
stand
kicking
up?
in.
you gonna do more of that?
Oh my God, he's got a noodle in his mouth.
All right, what's next here?
So we were talking about how, we haven't really gotten a lot of rain, and I'm like, man, I was mowing the other day, and all my grass is dead. It's just kicking up dust. And Tom said that he could put in an irrigation system in my yard, to which I call bullshit.
No.
Well, that's just you should call HR, because any boss that
am HR.
Yeah, any boss they can say, I can put in an irrigation system in you. That's not.
No,
I know what that means.
Sam's like, I need to get some sprinklers, and then I'm like, I learned how to do this recently, and I can do it.
How's your yard looking?
The problem is like,
got to turn them on.
When you,
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, the only thing I don't know how to do, and you need the government or some sort of professional plumber to come in and speaking of the government, they make you put in this thing that so you don't. It's called
backflow prevention.
Backflow prevention. Ross knows.
Well, his wife probably does all day, every day.
Oh, yeah, that's all I
that
hear.
kind of bullshit.
That's all I fucking hear. Yeah.
And it keeps your irrigation water from going back
Flowing
into
back
the system.
in. Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's like keeping your shoes on in the house. It's like, come on, fuck you, government. Your system's not that good. You're like, don't let Tom Van's water go back. It's just fucking water.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, girl. Who gives a fuck if the water's tainted?
So anyway, you have to it has to go out of the ground and do like a loop-to-loop up and down.
Yeah, it's got to go the up and down.
Yeah. So you have to get some professional to do that. But besides from that, then all you need is the pump, and then fucking run the pipes, and then put the heads on.
Oh, and 65 hours of digging.
He loves that.
He does love to dig.
You missed that all through the pandemic. This
Without the
motherfucker dug
roots.
every afternoon. He'd be like, well, I'm going to go dig
It's
now.
miserable.
And he'd put on a gravedigger's hat like he thought he was fucking Rod Stewart, and he'd head out.
See, like, and I know it's counter, productive to my whole strategy of just pay professionals to do it. But when it comes to like just putting, I knew like you put the blue and the purple and then it fucking cements the shit.
Did you do a good job?
This sounds like you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, like everything you explained to me makes no sense. So how am I supposed to trust you?
I don't have much confidence in
Trust you with my irrigation.
I'll call Crystal right now and see if there's like a swamp in your yard.
Well, I didn't do it all myself. My landscaper helped me. There's some BDMs that were involved, but they taught me how to do it. So I'm just as good as they are now, and I can go to
When's
Sam's
the last
house.
time you started, screwing the pipes in?
Well,
You're just as good as the guy who's available at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday to do it for you, huh?
I
Okay, great.
screamed never again a while ago, but now that Sam
You're
needs
going to help
help.
out a friend after you gave her a freezer.
A broken freezer.
Yeah. Oh, is it broken? Oh,
No, and I tell you, it works. It just stinks.
I haven't plugged it in yet.
Yeah, it
smells like fish.
I said plug it in.
It smells like a dead animal in here.
Well, I didn't realize the
smells
mildew.
like a goddamn dead animal in here. Casey Anthony.
I didn't realize the mildew. Hard to get out of the fucking rubber.
The whole thing inside is
Things
black.
in there.
It's jet black inside.
Do we need dowsing rods for this?
No.
Oh, in your face. In your face, Fatso.
People still believe in that.
I do believe
I'm
it.
just saying that we give us 2 afternoons and we could put in your irrigation.
Give us 2 afternoons and we'll fuck up your yard.
And
Oh, man.
I
Don't worry about it,
realize
Sam. In the future, robots are going to be able to do that.
That's true.
I need to be able
In the
to.
future, I'll just be in a cement pod.
Yeah, you won't even need a yard.
Dude, dig up Sam's yard and then walk through her house in your shoes.
You will regret it. That's all I know. Everybody
You gotta regret it.
I guarantee it.
It's not if you're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee you're gonna regret it. I guarantee.
It'll save you a bunch of money, though.
Tom's warehouse.
Until you start to fix it.
Then you have to call the person.
The money just
I
starts
mean, how
flowing.
good do you need it to work? It's like spray water on the fucking.
How good do you
some
need
weeds out there? Like,
It's the Walmart of irrigation.
Cut to Travis hosing his lawn.
You've started talk laughing exactly like Rodney Dangerfield lately. How good do you want it to work? That's actual audio. He's like, how good do you want it to work? Hey, we're all getting leg. Oh my God, you're becoming what you hate. You hate Rodney, and I love Rodney. If you become full Rodney, I will kiss your face.
He's 75% Rodney.
Oh, fucking
He
love
gets no
Rodney.
respect.
That's why I hate him. I told you. Look at him, you motherfucker. What's the name?
When you and Max go to school together, it's over. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Pubic hair song.
Oh, I got it. I got the pubic hair song like queued up and ready to go. This was it Princess Nokia that did this? I think they did a pubic hair song. Gillette did a pubic hair song, and I just wanted to play it for you guys because I think it's horrible.
What is it?
It's a pubic hair song. It's a song about pubic hair because they want to kind of like break the stigma, of like pubic hair, like how people think it's like gross and stuff.
You can find tutorials for the masses for doing brows and curling lashes, but influencers won't mention me. Is the word pubic blasphemy? And yeah, you could ask your mama, who wants that kind of trauma? Hope can be found for your pubic mound. It's time to care for your pubic hair.
Ashamed of my pubic hair.
Yeah.
I celebrate every hair down there. If it's shaved, it's waxed, or full of hair.
Yeah.
It's my body and it's self-care. Since history, there's been a stigma, see. If you say pubic, then you're dirty.
Say pubic.
But it's your choice and it's your voice. So away with that and let's make some noise.
However you can. Say pubic.
All right.
Who is this for? Is my question.
I mean, it's pretty catchy.
The Gillette giant corporation then just hired some musicians to do
It's
some
Princess
pubic
Nokia. Yeah, she's a big deal.
I'm thinking
She performed it, right?
Yeah. I think she wrote it and performed it. I think they like
some white-haired 50-year-old dude wrote that shit.
I don't think so.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they paid her the money to write it.
But then they kept throwing the script back to her until she gave them something that they would have written fucking anyway. Because that's old man bullshit.
It's a very odd song. Like it's odd. I'm not anti what she's talking about because I do think that, especially now that like, I got to tell you, man, like probably 60% of the porn that I watch, the ladies have something back. It's all back.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, I know that you are of the tan, old man swinging, like everything shaved. So even even his pubic mound is tan.
No.
And it's like, and he moisturizes, put coconut butter all over him. So, like he's always oiling his, like.
Well, I never understood the argument is this is going to make it look better. Which I was like, that's a weird.
But I do enjoy, it's hard to express something that I think is just a personal preference. But I do prefer to have my wife have a little patch of hair than no hair at all.
I don't understand that preference.
Well, because the thing that I used to be told, now I don't believe this, but the thing that I used to hear was, well, why would you want it to be bald like a child? If you want to fuck it completely bald, then you're a child fucker. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Is that pubes signify sexual awakening? Previous to that, you are not a sexual being.
I don't believe that, by the way. That's just what I was told. And I'm like, well, that's a dumb argument.
Yeah, but also that it seems like a argument from the early 1800s or something, like, yeah, she got her period, she's a woman now. It's or whatever. So because I've heard the argument from like, and I used to make this joke even when they're not middle-aged women, but from my friends where they're like, I don't want to shave it completely down because I don't want to look like a little girl. And I'm like, you do not look like a little girl. If you shaved it, you will still be a middle-aged woman with a shaved vagina. You won't turn into a 13-year or 12-year-old. You will look like a middle-aged woman with a shaved vagina. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, a little girl walked in the room. Nope. You're a middle-aged woman.
I agree with you, but like for whatever reason, I like a little bit, and then I like, pardon me, I'm going to throw up. Everything that's in play, I like that clean. But I like a little,
groomed.
That's personal preference.
Yeah, that's just what I like.
But the argument of like this will make you look like a little girl, I never got because the logic never.
I get you.
Yeah,
it doesn't make the whole person look like a little girl. Tom, it makes that tiny little focused in area.
Or even that
look
part.
like.
I mean, like if you shave, I'm like middle-aged pussy.
I also saw a meme this week.
I mean, I don't know what a young.
I was going to say, how can you tell the difference if you haven't?
I don't know. I don't have a daughter. I have no idea. I'm just imagining that it don't look like that.
I saw a meme though this week that kind of like falls into this, where it's like
my old dick doesn't look like my kid's dick. Like
I'd have to see them both.
There is a huge difference.
I don't know that. They could be very like, especially you shave it clean.
Yeah,
I don't know. You haven't fucked a lot because you've only had one partner. I got to see some liver spots on that thing. I got to see some age. I got some rings. Need some rings on there.
Clean shaven genitals looks like a 41-year-old man's genitals. It doesn't look like 8-year-olds.
I saw a meme that had a lady that was like showing a picture of her son. And she was like, look at my son. There he is in the bath, and he's naked. And look at his little dinky.
Don't put that on the internet.
That's weird.
No. It was a cartoon. It's just a cartoon. And she's like, look at this little dinky. Ha, ha, ha. And then it was a dad. And he was like, if dads did this, and he was like, hey, this is my daughter. She's in the bath. Look at her tiny vagina. Ha, ha, ha. That's accurate. Little, like, moms will forever, and I'm sure there's a time when Crystal has pointed at their, like, penises when they're little and been like, look at their little dinky, ha, ha, ha. You never do that when you're a dad. I never, ever even looked at it, seen it, talked about it, nothing. You don't do that. You can't do the same thing. So I think the meme holds up.
I agree. How about this, Tom? You're a guy. All right, and you like growing a little mustache out. It makes your face. You still, whether you shave or not, you still look like a 40-year-old man. But when you have a mustache, you look a little bit more mature than you do when you shave, and you're more clean shaven. You look a little bit younger. That's
a good point.
He's also not into that though, because this is a
so
guy
you're trying to make your pussy look older,
more mature.
Well, not like a baby.
Well, again,
he likes
it's not a
skin on
baby.
skin Hawaiian justice. This guy is baby oil swinging, like, turquoise ring crazy.
Well, my whole point is when in other scenarios, like I guess your facial hair, I understand. Like you have a beard, you look older, more mature. Maybe people take you seriously. I've said that. I've wanted
shave,
a beard.
what do they call you? Babyface.
Yeah, babyface. Yeah.
There you go.
But it's still like your face doesn't look like a baby. Your vagina doesn't look like a baby. You're not going to be like...
This lady just doesn't want to be called baby puss. That's all.
Baby puss. Don't make that a song.
And then...
cut that out.
I will cut that out.
And then...
we got to go on vacation.
We're going! Also, in all other terms of women's life, for the most part, they constantly want to look younger.
Yeah.
So that's
But you can't make it pussy.
productive.
Ladies, you can't make it look younger.
Well, you could have you shaved it based upon your logic.
No.
You're like, I don't want it to look that young.
No, it just looks like an old man shave.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with
well, Fidel Castro still looked.
Yeah, when my dad shaved his Daytona Beach biker beard off, I'm like, guys, wow.
Yeah. You didn't all of a sudden like, oh my God, this guy can't buy any beer.
I agree with you.
I know.
As much as
much
as I hate the fact that you shave yours down to the skin, I support it.
It's true though, because
I support your right to do that, and I'll fight for it. I'll fight for it.
I don't even like it.
Did you say
I don't like anything? I just
I don't like anything.
It's easy. Like, I'm gonna fucking use clippers or some shit. Or like even the Manscaped. I'll.
That's what I do. I just clip her with the guard on. Yeah, all the way down.
But that's too much work. I just go all the way down. It grows back all the way down. It's like a fucking horse or an animal.
How much do you let it grow out before you shave it back down?
There's a point where I'm like, fuck it. I get mad at it. Not even itchy. I don't have that coarse of a hair. Like I don't have hair on my chest or anything. Although I'm starting to get it. I'm more than on my nipples. Like I got hairy nipples, and then I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I'm hairy nipples.
Tony's got the same thing.
I got the same thing. Any amount of money to hear you sing a song where you're like, I'm wearing nipples.
Anyway, enough about my pubes.
You don't even want to see. Oh man, mine. Oh, it's bad. I got to get the edges because mine, where my balls are into my body, the little edges in my cricks. Like where my legs are here, and here's the area, and then my balls are here, right? And then in the little cricks and the little edges, I get in there with the Manscaped and I grind them down. But man, they start to itch crazy. My hair grows so fast.
Yeah, that's your.
And it's all gray down there.
Your leg armpits. I know what that is.
Yeah, my leg pits. What else we got?
Let's. You want what? What?
Do you want to end with Dansby or?
Dansby's just a passing comment. The listeners were correct. I got a lot of emails from listeners that said, I think he's got a food allergy. He does.
Possibly.
He does. He has a food allergy, apparently. He cannot digest certain proteins. So they put him on this new food that is $75 a bag.
Oh,
congratulations!
Hill Science.
How
Science?
big is the bag?
It's about the size of I don't know. It's not. It's about the size of a baby.
I changed my dog's food to Hills Science, and
that's what we're on.
80-something.
Yeah, that's what we're on. That's what we're on. We're on the one right under you. There are different degrees of severity of what you need. There's an $80 bag, and we have the $72 bag. And I told Andrea, I go, holy shit, dude! Like $72 for a bag, and it doesn't look like dog food. It looks like corn pups. Pops, corn.
Yes,
it looks like
that's it.
Yeah, it looks like sugar pops, not corn pops. Corn pops are the yellow one. Mm-hmm. It looks like the Sugar Bear. Remember Sugar Bear?
Mm-hmm.
This is before anybody's time. Mm-hmm. If you're an older listener, at least 46 years of age, you'll remember Sugar Bear.
Smack 'em? Was that his catchfraise?
No, that was the fraud.
That was Honey Boo Boo's dad.
Okay. But Sugar Bear had Sugar Pops, and it looks just like Sugar Pops. They are. It's like he's cereal. Like I pour cereal in his bowl and he eats the cereal. It's very weird.
What a scam that we've created a society where we can sell
like
$75
it does feel
dog
like that.
food.
I can't get on board. I love him so much. He's my favorite boy. I love Dansby so much, man. But man, that $75
But that's the worst part. It's actually helping the dog. Like I can see my dog's
he's better now.
And it's like fuck. Like it actually makes sense that I spent all this money on this fucking.
Yeah, it worked. It did. Like he was having diarrhea crazy, and then we gave it to him for like 3 days, and like now he's good, and his energy is back up, and I think his belly's calm, and I'm like, God damn, $75.
Yeah, that's what you get for having an animal.
Can I make it myself? I know, but you know what? I will say that it's not. It doesn't deter me from having him. It just it sucks. But I love him. Like I would do.
If you just gave him some old Roy, what would happen?
Oh, he'd spray shit everywhere.
Would he spray shit?
I think he would.
What were you giving him before? Probably at least some more expensive.
Just regular Purina.
I'm talking about old Roy. Like go to
the old Walmart.
I'm a Walmart guy.
I'm a Walmart
the cheapest
guy.
shit possible. What would happen there?
Shit, yeah.
I don't know. I'm willing to try.
Because the vet didn't
bring that up with Andrea.
Well, because they didn't, suggest that. They actually suggested the $75. They didn't go cheaper. Like, hey, have you tried the cheapest shit possible? They're like, hey, have you tried the most expensive? They always suggest the most expensive.
I like the chat room. Constantly stepping on my dreams. Kupo J says, service dog vest, no problem. Expensive dog food, way too much. You're not wrong. I mean, like, I'm a child. I am a child.
The fucking vest is a one-time investment, asshole.
Yeah. I shared a picture of Maisie, Dansby, the collar, the vest, and the leash. It's on the BDM page. You just got to find it, but it's on there. If you want to find it, you got to go dig for it.
And last, Sam, you've been into mini golfing lately.
Yeah.
Because I too like mini golf.
I don't let Maisie do it because I think it makes you weak.
And I know that
it's just it's a whimsical game, and we don't need that. We don't need that.
Just take it way too seriously. Make it a big issue.
Okay, all right.
Super competitive. Yeah.
Counterpoint. You know what? You found my way in.
This will eliminate them from ever becoming a sponsor in the future, but I can't.
Oh, I don't care
because
everybody I've heard has the same opinion of this.
What'd you do? Steal an alligator from that fucking pool
Congo River?
No.
I love Congo River. We go there all the time.
He's a Congo River family.
I'm with Tom. Congo River is the epitome of that's the top tier.
Anytime I can throw a hot dog to an apex predator, I'm in.
And golf. While I'm high.
Crystal's least favorite part is the gator.
Just don't mention it.
She has to purposely not look at the gators when she walks in. Anyway,
does she know they rotate them out?
It's just to her. It's
I know.
One form of
she ever fed them a soy dog?
Well,
I was like, fucking gator. Who cares?
I believe
the rats of the water.
I believe the guy that said he wanted to give us a gator tank. I think that's his job. He goes around and he flips them out. He flips them out. Like when they get too big, you go onto another facility.
Turn them into a person jerky. Yeah.
But that pop stroke over in Waterford Lakes, like the Tiger Woods, new putt course or whatever, stinks. It sucks.
What?
Because the actual course, it's all now
too many people. Too serious.
It's not even about that. The facility's freaking awesome. If you want to go there as a sports bar, like an awesome bar, food's good, and TVs everywhere, like a sports sports bar, it's awesome. But the actual putt-putt course, it's all the same shit. It's boring as shit. Like, there's no extra, like, it's really, it's all green. It's they have some,
it's lame. You can use the term lame. It's lame.
Is it like a technical course as opposed to a fun course?
There's nothing fun about it. Like, they took the fun out, and it's like, it's not even really that technical. All the holes.
It's not difficult, but it's just a plain Jane. It looks like a regular golf course. It doesn't have any fun elements to it.
Like, it's
possible Tiger Woods has never had fun.
I
like that.
Except when he's on pills.
Yeah, well, after this week, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with that guy? Why would you do that? What he did, where he locked his girlfriend out?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I mean, like, do you love bad press? What is wrong with you,
He's
dude?
a terrible person.
I think he is. I honestly, like, I don't want to say this, but I think he's a terrible person. It's like
he tricked her into going to the airport.
Did you see the story? Okay, so I don't want to get into this because I thought EJ was going to bring it up, or like the next time he comes in, but it'd be too late. So Tiger Woods tricked his ex-girlfriend into going on like a vacation, so while she was away, he could change the locks of the house and everything, and then like kick her out. And he apparently thought,
I like that.
I mean, like, I'm not anti that either if you're having a problem, but, like, here's my point. You just got out of, your third scandal of wrecking the car when you may or may not have been,
Right.
What are you doing? You just came back from that. The golf club in the back of the SUV, we'll never forget that. And now you want to do this? And, like, why would you do this, considering the fact, do you think that she would be like, I won't say anything, it's fine, it's cool?
He may not give a fuck anymore, which I kind of like. It was like him handing the tampon to the other dude to fuck with him and be like, good job.
Well, that's funny.
He got a lot of backlash from that.
But here's my point.
But that shows me the fact that he got a tampon from somewhere, put it in his pocket, and he's like, I'm going to fuck with this guy when I outdrive him, tells me that he doesn't give it, because he knows there's so much press taking pictures of him, like, that's going to get out. He can't, do that without the press finding out.
I don't think he's thinking about that.
Well, that means it doesn't give a fuck.
Well, would you rather, then he's an idiot, because, why would you purposely put yourself in a position to spend more money on a person you don't care about anymore?
Because he's a pussy. He's afraid of telling her, hey, give me my keys, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
What makes it even classier?
Confrontation.
Right.
What makes it even classier? I think she was like the manager of his restaurant, and then they started dating.
I just think the whole thing is so weird because you could have solved this by simply saying, "I'm not in love with you. This is done.
Man up, and end it."
Bye-bye. But instead,
he got together with the security and came up with a trick.
Yeah, and all it's going to do is it's the lead story on every sports website. And it just makes him look bad. And then she's suing now because there's a restraining order, or an NDA behind the scenes. And she's like, well, I want you to lift that up. It's not good. It's just, I don't know if he's as smart as we think he is.
Did you guys know he's super?
Well, no, I don't think anybody claims that he's smart. He's the best golfer of all time.
Right.
And it's like, what do we expect from the best of all time of anything?
But I don't think golf is being strictly, I like to think that golf has a little bit of you're running some numbers. You're I don't know.
But it's all of society's fault for giving a fuck about what this guy does in his personal life.
Hashtag Monty Python.
And he's not the best golfer anymore, so
no,
he's just a celebrity, and people are exposing the shitty things that he's doing.
But it's not a nice thing to do.
No,
you can admit that.
No, of course
he's not a nice guy.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want anybody though. We have a very good friend that has a son who golfs a lot, and he happens to be a person of color, and I don't you're supposed to look up to that guy.
Well, what are you looking up for? Are you looking up at him as the best golfer of all time? He is.
Well, but people don't do the logic when they go look up to people. When you're talking with kids, we know, hey, you got to separate your logic here. You got to look up to them on only certain things. That's not how it works. It's a package deal.
Well, I'll explain to my sons.
Yeah, but they won't get it.
If they look up, I think they will be like, hey, this person achieved to be the best golfer of all time. Doesn't mean he's the best person of all time. Doesn't mean he's even a good person.
Well, maybe you should do that.
Maybe
you should do that with everybody, but yeah, I think it's a poor look.
And
it's real bad.
And to achieve the best in the world, a lot of times, like I said, there's no free lunch. You get fucked up.
But you don't have to do it. I'll never believe that. I will never believe, and no one will ever get me to believe. You'll have to kill me first. That you have to be a dickhead in order to be the best. I'll never believe that.
No, it's a consequence a lot of times.
I'll never believe that.
And maybe he's not a dick. Maybe just bad at relationship.
I would rather die. I would rather die than think.
He's got a lot of problems.
Also,
I don't know. Die than think that you have to be a bad person to be the best at anything.
No,
I would
met
rather
enough,
kill myself.
Like
than do
nice celebrities that are fucking cool.
Yeah,
you don't,
fuck that.
You don't have to.
That's
go that
just
way.
weak. Then you're a weak person because you could have been the better person. You chose not to.
Right.
And that to me shows that you're actually not the best because you didn't have enough. You didn't have enough mental capacity to handle both at the same time.
Yeah, but you're also only any story I hear, I take with a grain of salt, and I don't oh, this is exactly what happened. Look at the fucking happened to Johnny Depp, right? We saw it happen, or like the story came out like Johnny Depp's a fucking horrible abuser, and then we're all like, oh, fuck that guy, he's a piece of shit. He beats his
still
girlfriend.
A bit of that.
Whatever.
He's not
it is.
innocent in the situation.
But you look at and then the fucking whole court thing, and then you're like, oh, well, this fucking bitch is nuts, and the whole situation is more complicated than we thought because we always want to have good guy, bad guy, and it's always more complicated than that.
It's always gray.
Who the hell knows? Tiger Woods could have asked his person to change all the locks in his house after some fight they had or some shit, and then now, who knows? Who knows, right? It's like we want to be like, this guy's a piece of shit. This person's the victim, and I don't fucking know.
So Tiger, you guys know how all comics want to be rock stars want to be comics, podcasters want to be landscapers, etc. Tiger,
I do want to be a landscaper.
Do you know what Tiger's dream is? He basically threw away his golf career training with Navy SEALs.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I read a whole fucking outdoor article about this shit, dude. He does a lot of dives. He made some friends with Navy SEAls. They were like, "Come up and check out our facility." And he got so into the Navy SEAL training, they wrecked his shoulders and shit. And I think that's his secret dream. He wants to be a fucking operator. And this golf shit,
he'd probably be pretty good.
Even being the best at golf in the fucking world, it probably means nothing to him because he wants to just go kill Saddam Hussein or whoever the fuck is the next guy, you know?
Well, that's probably in his personality to do something super hard and fucking alpha. Train and again, we idolize people all the time where it's like the reason they got to this position probably means they didn't have a normal life.
Yeah, no, he never had a normal life.
How can we ever relate to any of the people that reached the
best? He's the Michael Jackson of golf, right?
Of everything.
You look at him now and you're like, no, he is.
Michael Jordan.
I say Michael Jackson because all of this weirdness that you see now, and you're like, wow, that's a weird thing. Why would you even do that? I mean, you could probably explain that from always focusing on golf and never focusing on life.
Now, Michael Jackson owned a tiger.
No, I'm just saying, it just seems, I don't know, it just seems weird. It's just things I think he could have handled that. I mean, with literally 3 minutes of time.
How about that fucking car wreck of his too? Did we even get into that?
Because so bad.
That shit was a weird, egregious. Yes. He was speeding over medians and shit and leaving a trail in the guy, and then it just went away.
It's fine. It's fine.
Tiger's okay.
Listen,
great.
Money will make things go away.
Yeah, it absolutely will.
Although I know a lot of people in my life that have flipped their cars, fucked up in the woods or something, and then nothing's ever happened. You're like, I've known at least 3 people.
CNN at all though?
Right.
Yeah. No. Well,
national news.
But that's what people are like, oh, if you're rich, you get away with it. I'm like, I've seen a lot of poor people flip their cars into the woods and get away with it.
Because there was no
nobody
attention.
there saw them.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but
being rich, you get away with the stuff with the fucking microscope on you.
See, Jay Cornell in our Twitch chat room is kind of making my point. He says, watch his documentary on HBO. He wasn't allowed to have girlfriends as a teenager. That's my point, is that when you're a parent and you maybe make your kid like a Michael Jackson or a Tiger Woods, and you hyper focus them on one thing, yes, they will achieve being the best golfer or being the best musician. There are many people that would say Michael Jackson is the best R&B singer of all time, and I can honestly debate that he might be, but
you can fuck your kids up by being too strict with them just as much as being too permissive.
Too loose,
my oldest son, I didn't let him get a phone for way too long because I was like, no, you're just a little kid, and it led to some problems because I was infantilizing him when he was a teen. I didn't know how to deal with a teen, so I wasn't doing it right.
Why would you? Yeah.
Although I will, I can look at it all right, yeah, Tiger Woods' dad, fucked him up, but also contributed to making the best golfer of all time, and he will live in infamy.
He will
for the rest of his entire life.
As a father, though, would you rather your kid is the best in the world at something and completely fucking miserable, or just an average dude with a happy life? Which would you prefer for them?
Of course, happy. Although I can't tell you that
you, Tiger Woods' dad.
I can't tell you that Tiger Woods is completely miserable. That's some shit the media put. I don't fucking know him. I don't know him.
He was a drug addict, a sex addict. He's ruined his family. He got in a crazy car accident.
He's constantly dating.
I know 100 people like that are not going to live in infamy as the best of anything. So it doesn't necessarily mean that one person caused
So the fact that Tiger Woods with $1 billion in the bank is acting like any of your friends, that should be a fucking sign.
Not my friends. I'm saying people
you know.
I know there's plenty of drug addicts that are horrible at relationships that are not the best.
Making $40,000 a year.
Yeah. So I'm saying at least he got that. So I don't look at his dad like he's that much of a fucking monster. He did create or at least contribute to.
Well, I don't think he ever approached it as trying to be a monster. I think he approached it as trying to make him the best, and he did. I think if you ask, it'd be interesting to ask his dad. Like, when you look back on this now, what do you see? What and get an honest answer. You probably never would. But
the question I would ask is, did you do it for him or did you do it for you?
Well, I think we all know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But also, I bet Tiger Woods would be like all these things that are like, me being bad at relationships,
all
whatever.
These small things.
But I also am a billionaire, the best there ever was. So I feel like the scales
If you can't do normal things, what does that mean?
What?
Like, if you can't have a normal relationship.
Well, what's normal, though?
Well, like, just having normal relation. Well, I would say not locking your girlfriend out of their house and then changing the locks. That's pretty abnormal.
How about for a billionaire?
I know a lot of people have done that. Look how many.
You've known a lot of people that have sent their girlfriend on a fake vacation to change the locks and then have her come home to be locked out of their home?
No, I know a lot of people that fucking domestic disputes. It's ask a cop. It's the main call they get. Everybody on this couch.
I think you're reaching a little bit for this one, but I would say, like, if you ask his dad, like, which would you rather be? I don't know if he would give you the answer.
I just know a lot of people, like, we're just like, look how fucked up he is. I'm like, look how fucked up everybody is.
How about this?
We're not disagreeing that everybody's fucked up.
So it's like,
but to be the richest to be that rich, to be the best, you think he'd be a little more even keeled and be happy, right? He doesn't seem very happy.
Or even how about he's a billionaire? He's one of the most famous 10 people on the fucking planet, and he just continuously dates like waitresses and shit. Like this chick
He's a weirdo.
Was a manager at his restaurant. That technically is improper, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And that's his cycle. Like, go fucking date a movie star or something, Tiger Woods.
Somebody or another athlete or whatever.
Because the only reason to do that is because you can hold stuff over her. If he was dating fucking Miley Cyrus, for example, you're not sending her on a fake vacation to get her out of the fucking house. It was a power thing. He can do that because she has a mid-level job that he can control and everything.
Now, the interesting part to me about all this is, and we'll never know because you can't reverse time and go back another way, but he may have been like this even if his dad was never fucking around. He may have been born like this, and this is fucking, you know what I'm saying? And we attribute it to, hey, his dad, forced him into golf and had these weirdo relationships, and we saw the documentary and stuff, but that doesn't mean this caused this. Right. That could have been fucking ingrained in him the whole time.
But it didn't help. Like I was saying.
Are you meeting Tiger after this? You're way on Tiger's side, dude.
I'm not. I
for the sake of kicking
Man, this was supposed to be a fun conversation about Tom making fun of me for dressing up to play mini golf, and this turned into something way different.
Well, his putt-putt golf stinks. His fucking
I agree.
Stinks.
If he was a better person, then it would be a better course.
He'd have some fucking windmills and some shit to them.
You had on the bellhop stuff.
Yeah,
right?
we were Tower of Terror bellhop.
But he guaranteed has never played mini golf. He has no fucking clue what mini golf is supposed to be. Somebody just told him you should do a mini golf thing.
We should have one of the things should be his wife coming after him with a golf club, right?
A fire hydrant, something.
A car crash.
One hole, his dad's just screaming at you, do better.
Pain pills all over the course.
Unfortunately, this is. he has too much of an ego to ever
There's no fucking
level himself out enough to do something like that. That would be hilarious, but so it's not good.
Now I did slip on a hill with a cup full of wine, and it exploded all over me and Tommy, and then we had to play the rest of the course. Stunk like a goddamn Pinot.
Why are we drinking wine at
Stunk like Pinot? me know.
Of course I was. I was bringing the cup, and then I was like, zip! And then,
wait, were you doing your slap walking?
No, I was walking up, like trying to cut through the course, and then I slipped on the hill.
Oh man,
blue wine in my
Stick to the
face.
fucking sidewalk.
That sucks.
Anyway,
Oh my God.
I blame Tiger Woods. Let's get out of here.
Oh, man.
All right, vacation starts now.
Sam,
Yes.
you got some semantics this weekend?
What do we got this weekend? We have a new You Heard About This one coming out on Sunday.
Nice.
I'm going to be at MyCon next Saturday, March 18th. It's only $5 for tickets. Go to mystic-con.com. We're going to be recording a little bit out there. We're going to be sharing a table with Eric Pabon. We're going to have some stickers and stuff. And then on this Sunday, March 12th, I will be at the Solar Bears game. So if you guys want to come out and hang out in the Section 118, come see me.
Yeah, go out there, get yourself some beers, and take in Solar Bears hockey.
Ross, when are you going to be doing stand-up next?
And Sam, I think you're burying the lead. EJ's going to be at MyCom too, right?
That's right.
You're kind of a draw, but most people are going to be there for Enid.
For his trivia?
I wouldn't
I would
mention
think.
that.
Did you make a new wheel this year, EJ?
He has a tendency to drive people away from his wife's own con. So
you check me out on your favorite podcast app, The Orlando Talk Show with me, Ross McCoy.
Yes.
Download those. There's some good ones up right now. And if you got a little bit of extra money that you can throw at a good cause, maybe the best cause, bit.ly/LoganX23Heart. That's my producer, Mickey. A lot of you know him personally. He's a great guy. And his son, 23-year-old, needs a new heart. And he needs a lot of money to make that happen. If you can, throw him a couple bucks. bit.ly/LoganX23Heart.
there you go. Mr. Mongiat.
Yeah, March 18th, that's next Saturday, we got Improv Mania 43, where I will be performing, and that's at the Winter Springs Performance Center, also known as The Stage in Winter Springs. Right now, we got tickets, buy one, get one, man. You can't beat that. Go to im50million.com, and that is im50, the number 50million.com to buy your tickets.
Also, where can people find you if they want some photos taken?
Absolutely. You can go to at Mongiat Photo on Instagram right now. I'm getting a new website built, so Instagram would be the best.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying my hardest to get it done by this weekend, but it's been rough, I haven't done this.
Slacking, man.
Yeah, the Wix is hard,
Don't forget the food truck fiesta this Sunday. We got Marchman Eric's going to be out there. He's got $10 shirts and a bunch of giveaways. And also Pints and Paws on the 25th. It's a beer fest, all to benefit awesome pet charities.
Yeah, pet charities. And you can, it's beer, obviously it's beer friendly, but it's also a pet friendly event. So bring your puppies on down there to Pints and Paws. That is Saturday the 25th.
And all new shows next week, including a wife cast next Friday and BDM shows and corporate time shows. We love work. Bye-bye.
Have a great spring break, everybody.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.